update my titles before I go online. Social Sciences and Warframe. Maybe first coda weapon. Not much else to do, realistically. At this to just chatting. Just catting. Oh my lord, there's just catting? That's a category? God damn. Let's change this a bit. Oh, no, other way. There we go. So, okay, I have to play with my right hand then when I'm talking. Or maybe just center this shit and then I can talk with both hands. Anyways. Let's see. Let us see here. So I still haven't played No Rest for the Wicked. I'll just have a tendency to not play early access games unless it's like from somebody like who I trust, like Path of Exile 2, to make a good game. Okay. All Path of Exile 2 problems aside, I still think they will make a great game. I still think the game is in pretty good hands, even with this slight, what people would call a fuck up. I just believe they made only half the changes needed to make the game. But anyways, let's see what Force Gaming has to say about No Rest for the Wicked. Let's see. Alright, and also, let's do it 1.5 speed.
For the Wicked was without question one of my favorite games of 2024.
Amen to that. Can't wait to... Dude, I honestly... Oh god, I'm already pausing. I honestly can't wait to play it. The problem is... It's not even a problem. It's the problem of choice, because I have Last Epoch coming out mid-April. 2 weeks from now, basically. Then, No Rest for the Wicked is 2 weeks after that. Oh my god. 2 weeks after that. And, man. I don't know if I'll be able to play No Rest for the Wicked. I already bought it, by the way. My cousin was kind enough to send me some Steam money for my birthday. So, I still didn't install it, but I already own the game. So I can't wait to play it. But also, I think there's watching a video later. Enshrouded is getting something soon. It's like how am I supposed to have a life?
Wicked was without question one of my favorite games of 2024. Which reminds me, I never even got around to making a list of my favorite releases for that year. Probably too late now.
It looks good.
Something to plan for on the end of 2025.
Oh
anyway,
man,
dude,
that's
even in its
good.
incomplete early access form,
It does
I
look
really
good.
enjoyed my time with this game. I played somewhere around 70 hours in total, and honestly, the only reason I stopped was because I had other stuff that I wanted to play, but I definitely still could.
Only thing that I have a problem with that, like, and I don't know if this is the case because I haven't played the game, is visibility during boss battles. That would be the only thing, but I haven't heard people complaining about it, so it might be fine. Like, you know how you have like the camera boss in Elden Ring? So hopefully you don't have... I know you don't have a camera boss here, but like, you know, the mountain boss that like blocks your view and shit like that.
Build or whatever, but you know, given its early access and I knew updates were coming, I thought it was fine to take a break. And
combat
looks
sick
bad news,
though,
depending, but just the fact that my schedule's gonna be so damn full this month. But good news for the fact that I'm looking forward to this. I got the perfect excuse to jump back in just a few weeks, as Mood Studios is releasing a massive update for the game with loads of new content and features, brand new areas, new enemies, continuous storyline, new bosses, additional replayability options, bunch of quality of life improvements, including some improved performance. This is looking really darn good. Can't wait.
Yeah, I wonder about the end game.
So a couple weeks ago, Mood Studios
to be honest,
what was a 25-minute
because
going.
The problem, like the biggest problem, like games like Elden Ring have and like Dark Souls is like replayability. Not replayability, like that's the only thing they have going for them actually, like replay the whole game. But like, there's nothing to do once you beat the game, which is like, it's fine. I'm not against it. Like, I think it's a design of its own, right? It's like they make the money, whatever. It's not a live service game, but you know, having something like I feel. Okay, so for example, Elden Ring, right? Bit America, and I'm kind of like just done. You know, yeah, new game plus, whatever, but it's like, yeah, it's just like replaying the game. It's like playing Diablo 2 and going into Nightmare in Hell, and it's like the same thing, just a bit harder. Like, doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't hit you the same as like something that is like a brand new experience kind of thing, right? And Elden Ring doesn't have that. Like shit, I still haven't even played Shadow of the Earth Tree because in my head I'm like feeling like I'm done with the game, you know, even though I haven't done any of that. And I don't know how you can fix that. And again, I'm not saying like Shadow of the Earth Tree, like I will play it obviously, right? I'm not saying like this is like a bad game or whatever. I was just so out of it that I have to replay all of Elden Ring. Don't feel like replaying all of Elden Ring to get there. So like I don't want to use a character that I haven't played in like a year. I don't remember how to play the game and all that stuff. But the point is that it was like a one and done kind of thing. Like, yeah, I think I beat Elden Ring like maybe 3 times. First one was really fun. Second one was like, let me try this one like other build that I was thinking about that I couldn't do because I already went with a different build that I also want to play. And then third one was like pretty much a cheese, right? Like just like cheesing everything, knowing all the mechanics, knowing how to cheese every boss with like, you know, some spell, like yeah, throwing frozen pots at Malenia, you know, using the beam on what's his name, on the blood guy, Morga, I don't remember his name. Moog, right? So it's like, and that was like not fun at all at that point. Like it was like in comparison wasn't fun though. And there's nothing to aim for after you beat the game kind of thing, which again, like it's part of the game design. I think it's fine. But I also want something to like work towards after. Like I really don't like picking up a game, playing for like 100 to 100 hours and then calling it quits because I beat the game and I have nothing else to do. But at the same time, I don't think it's a bad thing to have games like that. So it's like it's a very mixed bag for me.
About this upcoming update. And they actually opened up the video discussing why it took a little longer than they expected for them to release this update. The TLDR of which being that their original publisher, Private Division, was sold off by their parent company, Take-Two Interactive, back in November 2024. And while this reorganization was taking place, Moon Studios then offered to purchase the rights to the game for self-publishing it.
Good for them.
Forward. This process took months of negotiation, but eventually their proposal was
look how
accepted.
clean
now,
the combat looks.
Holy releasing the forthcoming Breach update. But it also means that going forward, Moon Studios is now 100% fully independent. They don't have anyone to answer to but themselves, which should theoretically give them a whole lot more freedom and flexibility, which then should in theory be good for
this game
and their update cadence and just the fact that they don't have to.
This game looks like it would scratch my itch for V-Rising. Like 100%. What's V-Rising at? Like 650 hours, and like I love. Wait, what? Oh my god. I thought they were done with the game. There's more? Oh no. Oh no. How am I supposed to be an adult? There's not enough days in the week, not enough hours in the day, and not enough days in the year. Weeks in the year. Oh my god. How, like, dude. How is I to live?
They literally don't have to answer to anybody about anything anymore. So we'll see how it all pans out. But the business stuff aside, let's get into checking out the update and all the juicy good bits that come along with it. So this is titled The Breach. It is the biggest content and feature update the game has received since initially entering early access in April 2024. And with this comes more of absolutely everything. More continuation of the story, more new zones, new enemies, bosses, loot, and a host of brand new systems and features being added. So for starters, the narrative campaign is being expanded with new cutscenes, dialogue, and a story that takes you into 2 entirely new regions, the Lowland Meadows and the Marin Woods. Now these new zones are massive, both of them effectively doubling the game's total explorable play space. In these areas, they've continued the philosophy of their level design being entirely handcrafted with no procedural elements to create this expansive and interactive open world where every inch of the space matters. They've also continued adding a lot of verticality to these levels, which a lot of times leads to various secrets and hidden loot all over the place. Cool. These regions come with a new enemy faction as well as new enemy types, each with their own unique attack patterns, strengths, and weaknesses. They showcased a few examples. So there's the Timber Wraith, who swings a great axe in massive arcs. There's the Wretches and Archers, who shoot arrows and have arms that extend to strike from a distance.
Oh, these are going to pain in the dick.
Massive saws that they slam into the ground and whirl around. Or the Corpse Treader, who wields this buzzsaw and then also has this tail that he can use to elevate himself into the air and slam into the ground. And you got these humanoid bird-like creatures that will call in reinforcements if you don't take them down quickly enough. Now, if you've not played this game yet, it's very much so
like, look how unique these monsters are, man. And it's like, this is what I said like about when my Path of Exile 2 video, where it's like, you get all of these trash mobs that like for no reason they like it takes too long to kill them. There's too many of them. Like this is after like the nerf. This is the video I made yesterday, right? I think I posted it today actually, and like I say in the video, that's like yeah, you nerfed all the classes and all that stuff, and that's good. Like you were trying to slow down the game, but like you didn't change anything else to accommodate for these changes, because this game is still built for the blow everything up and zoom, right? Which is like you have a bunch of these like white trash monsters that like absolutely not like no reason for them to be there aside from like just a cosmetic thing. They take forever to kill. Why? Right? It's like no game does this. Like, if they throw random mobs at you that you can just kill and they don't give them any mechanics other than just run towards the target and, like, kill, right? Just run and attack, and just go in a straight line towards you. Like, they have no mechanics, then it's like, these should not be a dangerous thing. They're like, they could be annoying a bit, whatever, but it's like, these are, like, stuff that's, like, you use as a punching bag or whatever, right? To, like, kind of, like, bring a bit of spice to the gameplay in the sense it's like you're not just running from point A to point B. You do some stuff in the middle, like you have some stuff to do in the middle, like, you know, move here, kill these guys, kill those guys, whatever, right? Or you can just run the straight line because like they shouldn't be very fast to get to you or whatever, right? And like that's what like problem with the PoE 2, that's like it has all of this design meant for zooming, like in terms of like the game is designed for zooming. But now you made the characters not to zoom. And if you don't want the characters to zoom, then you have to change the whole game. Like, you have to change the maps, you have to change the monsters and all that stuff. Right? And, like, monsters have practically no abilities. Vast majority of the monsters are either stand and shoot or run towards you and hit you. Right? Vast majority of them. So it's like, what are you trying to design specifically in this game, right? Now, obviously, like you have the special monsters, and the special monsters, like for example, take the vipers, like the snake people, dives into the ground and appears next to you. Fantastic, right? Interactive gameplay. The assholes that fucking laser you from a mile away, right? The big guys with the shield that charge at you. These are great. The guy that walks with a shield in Act 1 and blocks your attacks, and if you attack it, it will like attack you back. Shit like that. These are great. Good. We want more of those, like interactive monsters. Less of the... And like, they will require you to move in a certain way, hit them in a certain way, in a certain location, certain direction, whatever. Meanwhile, the white trash mobs that require no thinking and just like you can auto-attack them, let us just auto-attack them. They shouldn't be, like, you shouldn't be rolling around fighting white trash mobs that have no mechanics, that, like, their whole shtick is run at you and die, okay? Like, let us blow them up. But the ones with mechanics, okay, fine. Now we can talk about, like, interactive gameplay and dodge rolling and avoiding this and doing that. Like, you have to mix it together, right? Because right now they just changed the classes, not the gameplay, though.
Combat, in the sense that it really requires you to pay close attention and learn how enemies move and attack so that you can avoid being hit and you can counter when opportunity arises. It's definitely not the type of action game that you can like mindlessly spam attacks. This isn't the sort of ARPG where you're screen clearing, like what you get, for example, in Endgame, Last Epoch, or Path of Exile, or Diablo 4. No, you got to be methodical and you have
not
to
so much Last
Even
Epoch
the simplest
anymore.
enemies can kill you in just a couple hits, so you have to react to their moves. You have to avoid getting hit.
Yeah, and like,
or dodging.
look how many 1v1s you have here. Maybe 1v2, right? Which is like, now Path of Exile 2 made your character barely able to do and like fucking a 1v10, but because like the character has been nerfed to the ground, which I'm totally fine with. Nerf the fuck out of the characters, that's fine. But if that is what you want the character to do, like fucking struggle against every monster and like needing like 10 hits on like trash monsters, then you need to lower the amount of monsters you're fighting. Like, it makes no sense. And, like, lower the map sizes. It makes no sense. I would spend, before, when I could zoom, I would spend, like, 5 minutes on a map. This is, like, endgame. And now, because you can't zoom, the AoE is weaker. There's added cooldowns, right? Like, your defenses are weaker. You can't just, like, grab a shit ton of monsters and blow them up. And you're effectively, like, 5 times slower. it makes no sense that like a map that you would have to do hundreds of times to get to a pinnacle boss. I'm exaggerating, okay? Dozens of times to do a pinnacle boss before and after. Right now, it takes like 5 times longer at least to clear a map versus before, where it's like, okay, you do it in 2 minutes. Now it takes you 10 minutes. So it's like instead of doing it in like 50 minutes, you can get to a pinnacle boss. Now you have to do it in like, what, 2.5 hours? And again, I'm like lowballing the fuck out of it. Okay.
Spacing, and then you need to counter when the enemies are in recovery. If you don't do that, if you just spam it, if you think you're going to be screen clearing, you're just going to die a lot. That's plain and simple. It's definitely not an easy game, but I have found combat very, very satisfying. It's a whole chunk of the reason why I enjoy playing this game. Besides the exploration and discovery, which they do a great job with the like elevation and the verticality and things being hidden around corners and all sorts of stuff. That and the combat and the atmosphere. Again, one of my favorite games of 2024, but let's continue. Also, with the new content comes a brand new town hub in the Marin area called Marin Village. Here you're going to find vendors selling different items from those sold in the game's initial village, as well as various...
I just wonder, is this game online at all, or... let's get some water. Is it like single player, or... I don't know how you can make Souls games not single player, though. It honestly, like, even with Elden Ring Seamless Co-op, honestly, the game is just not designed for co-op. Right? If you bring another player in, it's not like... It's like giving more HP. And this is what I don't like about like a lot of... Sorry, I'm trying to like finish my thought while closing this stupid box. So I'm bouncing around the place. What I don't like about like stuff like... multiplayer games when they're not designed for multiplayer, like for example Elden Ring, it's like, okay, seamless co-op, whatever, but it's like the boss doesn't do anything more interesting when it's 2 players. It just has an arbitrary more HP, and like I don't even know if they have more damage, maybe, but like a lot of times more damage doesn't make any sense. So they just have more HP, right? Similar with like Path of Exiles, like why? Like the bosses are literally designed for 1v1. Why? Like bringing more players just simplifies the boss to oblivion, because it's like, well, even if you give it more HP, the mechanics are still kind of like they're still the simple 1v1 mechanics. It's not like they're attacking faster, have new mechanics for like party and whatever. Right, it's the same as like going into a raid in WoW, but like doing it solo. You can't do it solo, right? Well, there are some bugged fights you can, but for the most part you can't, because there's like soak mechanics you need multiple players for and stuff like that. Like a boss is designed for multiple players, and the only way to make it for a single player is like if you can just like instantly kill it. So you don't have to do mechanics.
Story and various side quests for you to complete. They've also added 2 new weapon types to the game. These are the gauntlets and wands. So gauntlets look to provide a melee brawler playstyle. You're literally like boxing and or wrestling enemies with this weapon. So in addition to the base game and having suplex ability, you can now also drop kick enemies as well. Gauntlets have this attack that basically looks like a Hadouken, where you shoot out this ball of energy. Looks like they've also got this whirlwind style spinning attack and this thing called Tremor Wave, where you smash the ground and it deals damage in a straight line, basically upheaving the earth. And then as for wands, this is a new type of magical ranged weapon, although they've only shown a couple of attacks here that looks to be ice-based spells and abilities, such as Ice Darts, which is just a basic range projectile that will freeze enemies. But then there's also this thing, I think it's called Cold Sling. It's an evasive move where you actually leap backwards, spinning in the air multiple times, tossing out a new projectile with each rotation.
That looks so good.
It's really, really cool. They showcased a few other spells that are coming to the game, including this Plague Attack, where you summon an area of corruption.
And again, notice, it's all like 1v1, 1v2s. Like, I don't even think there was a 1v3 yet.
Seconds, or lightning bolt, which calls down a strike that looks to deal massive damage in an area. Now, in addition to that new content coming, the new areas, the new enemies, the new weapons and spells, they've also made a lot of improvements to replayability of the game across the board. So after you play through the new story and go through the new zones that are added in the Breach, prior zones in the rest of the game can now then become overtaken by Pestilence, which is a new mechanic that will revamp the region. So when an area is infected, it becomes overrun with an entirely new set of enemies. These enemies, besides providing a new combat challenge, will also drop a new resource type called Torn. So any Torn resources that you find can then be burnt in any of the fires you come across in the world, and burning these Torn resources will then further bump up the difficulty of enemies in that area. So the more Torn resource you burn, the harder enemies become, and with all of that increased challenge comes better revewards, with enemies dropping high-end.
And again, see, like, look, he just ran through a bunch of mobs, right? This is like what I'm talking about, right? So he like runs through
of enemies in that area.
Here's a mob. Here's a mob,
burn,
right?
the harder enemies become,
and he ran through them.
Challenge comes better rewards, with enemies dropping high-end loot, currency.
And it's like, see how like they're not just like completely fully engaging and chasing him, right? I think one of them even gave up. Maybe the range is coming, but like that's the whole point where it's like in PoE, it's like you can't just like run through stuff. Even games like this that are meant to be slow combat, you can just run through shit if you don't want to fight it. You should be fighting it for like certain things, maybe XP or whatever. But it's like in PoE, like there's so much shit you should like you don't want to fight. Like why are you fighting it? Why? Because there's just so many of them you can't get past them and they chase you forever. But their design is like a trash white mob that just runs at you and auto attacks. So like you have to fight these boring fights, but now you nerfed shaved head, baby. That's it. We shaved it. Want to see how it looks shaved? Switching sides, American History X. Jesus, man, that's dark.
Resources. Now, as you progress through these pestilence-infected zones, killing enemies,
I just want to see how it would look like and how it feels like.
Deplete. Once this is empty, you then get a plague boss summoned in that region, and overcoming that encounter will cleanse the pestilence from the zone, at least for a time, because presumably they can come back. It'll likely be on like a rotating schedule. An area gets infected, you go, you cleanse it, it's cleansed, and then you go to another area, cleanse that, and maybe the first area gets reinfested or something. I don't know exactly how to work, but something like that I would assume.
Cool.
Also adding replayability with this update is the fact that they've extended a lot of areas in the base game. They've added many new explorable spaces, corridors, rooms, and more to each of the original zones. So you're going to want to be poking around, even if you've already played this game for 70 plus hours like myself. Looks like there's going to be a whole lot of new spaces in the areas that we've already seen. Now on to some systems.
Yeah, it also seemed like a very small game overall. So it's like I am hoping this new update makes the game a bit bigger, because it looked like something like maybe you'll be down like 30 minutes or something. Less than 30 hours. 30 minutes, jeez. Like it didn't look like the game was broad enough yet, basically.
Update. For starters, they have revamped how loot drops work. So instead of the prior method, where there were different tiers of gear that would drop based on the zone as well as the difficulty level that you were on, now the entire pool of all the loot in the game always has a chance to drop, with items then scaling to your current character level. This, in my opinion,
when I say like the game is short, and since it's like there's not enough content, like just because some like if you're like, let's say, you know, maybe I'm a good player, maybe I'm a bad player, it doesn't matter, right? But like even if boss fights take you like, oh fucking man, 100 times per boss, right? 100 attempts per boss. There's like 10 bosses, right? That's gonna be massive amount of game time that you're gonna play, and that's just because learning the bosses. But it's like, okay, when you're gonna replay it, it's gonna be like 1 or 2 attempts per boss because you figured out the bosses, you know the mechanics. Right, it's like you're not gonna need as much time. So it's like I'm talking about like not first playthrough how many hours you get out of it, on the repeat playthrough when you understand the game, how many hours you would get out of this game, right? For example, since it's a hot topic, Path of Exile 2, right? The campaign will, like, no matter how good you are at the game and understanding the bosses and one-shotting everything, the campaign is still gonna take like over 20 hours. Obviously, like not if you're like speed farming, like a speedster, right? But like for a regular Joe, right? Even after they've done all the campaign, they've done multiple times, they know all the bosses, they grade the mechanics, yada yada yada. It's still gonna take them about 20 hours, right? Just to finish the campaign, because it's just such a broad game. So that's what I mean, where it's like. Okay, first playthrough is gonna take me like 50 hours, but then second playthrough is gonna take me like an hour. Yeah, that's not good design. So that's what I feel like. The game is just not broad enough, doesn't give enough variety and what do you call it? Like fucking size of the game, you know?
Is actually a fantastic change.
Like, okay, a good example actually, V Rising. V Rising, I'm not like, honestly, aside from what do you call it? V Rising, in order to beat V Rising from start killing Dracula, the only thing that is preventing you from doing it within the same day is duration for crafting. If you set crafting to instant, you can actually beat Dracula on the same day, if not the next day, right? There's not that much to do in V Rising, right? That's for example like why like there's not much replayability for me with V Rising. Now, if you like the PvP, there is, but like I'm not a fan of PvP as a whole. So like it is what it is. But that's my point, where it's like V-Rising might seem like a big game, but honestly, like it's really not. It's really not a big game.
That were good in the end game that wouldn't drop by the time you actually reach the end game, as they would only drop in like early zones and levels. And these weapons you could scale up in their power, but they would have particular movesets or particular built-in skills. And if there were weapons that you liked in that early game portion that you would carry into the end game and upgrade, you would just never get them dropping as you progress through the game. So in order to farm those items, what you would actually have to do is start a brand new world save file, then rerunning the early portions of the game with your higher level character. I did this myself multiple times as I was farming for certain weapons that I liked. For example, there was this one-handed hammer that had a weapon throw ability that was super strong and some base stats that I really liked, but it literally would not drop on my endgame character in my endgame save file because the world had leveled up to the point where it was no longer in the loot table. It would just never drop. So like I said, I would have to start a new save file and then farm the early portion of the game in a different world save over and over again to get the item to eventually drop. This new approach, in my opinion, way better. They've also reworked how the enchanting system works. This is basically how you boost up weapons, giving them modifiers. Now they've added more flexibility and customization, as you can spend Fallen Embers to add a new enchantment or reroll any existing enchantments on any piece of gear. Awesome change. There's also
the increase between 25% 6 seconds after stagger. Okay. Focus gain increased by up 22% based on durability. Gain 9% health on stagger. 9 durability increase. I want to see other like affixes. I want to know like attacks deal 6% heat damage. That's a gem.
Also, now
I would like to
highly
see more
customizable loot variant called Masterwork items. So these pieces of gear will drop as common items, but you can then infuse them with gems, and each gem is going to tell you exactly the specific stat and perk that you're looking for. This basically lets you custom make gear with the exact stats and bonuses that you want. Then in addition to all of this, there are a ton of new weapons, runes, and enchantments, as well as armor sets that have been added to the loot table. They've also buffed shields, as based on their data, they found that this was an underused item. So now, instead of blocking draining stamina, the effectiveness of a shield is going to be based entirely on the poise and stagger stats. And then finally, they've added a new mode, Hardcore. It's what you expect, like other games. This is going to present you with a challenge of having a single life with permadeath.
That's fine though.
Although if you die, the character isn't deleted. Instead, it will then be migrated from hardcore to only be allowed to play.
This has literally become the standard of hardcore in fucking modern gaming. It's like it's hardcore, but if you die, you just go back to softcore, which is like, I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing, but like kind of ruins the whole. Well, I guess it doesn't really ruin, because if you just care about playing hardcore, then you would still make the new character. But yeah, it's kind of, I guess it's a soft solution. But it feels like the risk is not there of you actually losing your character, kind of thing. I know. I feel like it takes away that emotional edge.
Get one life for that character. So again, it's just a nice little challenge. Now on to quality of life and polish updates. Quite a bit here. They've improved storage and inventory management, namely by increasing the max item stack size from what was 25 now to 99. So we should need far fewer, 1/4 I guess to be exact, the number of chests in our homes. And yeah, this was a problem. I had like basically the entire floor of my house in town was just filled with storage chests. So this is a great addition. They've added these new items called Whisper Stones. These are basically teleportation platforms that can be placed in your home, allowing you to fast travel to and from them directly. Whereas in the past, you could only teleport to town and then would have to run to your house anytime you wanted to access your storage. Now you can just constantly, you can teleport from the world directly to your home, drop off items, and then go back out to the world. They've made adjustments to town progression, so there are still timers for upgrading each of the various buildings and vendors in a town, but these timers can now be sped up by contributing additional materials. So this is interesting. This is one mechanic that I've actually seen people complaining about a lot, but I was never really bothered by. People just seem to really dislike that the game has any timers, maybe because it reminds them of bad mobile games or pay-to-win PC games. You know, in those instances, you can spend real money to skip the timers, but that's not what this is. Like, it's just a in-game mechanic. I think there's two reasons they likely have it. For one, immersion related, right? Because the idea being the people in the town are physically building these upgrades. They're actually like the cook is expanding. They're doing construction on their house, and that takes time. Now in the game, it's like 30 minutes, and then it's like a couple hours, and then 4 hours, and then 12. It's some scaling. It gets harder and harder, longer and longer the further the upgrades. But part
again,
of
these are like I'm not against it in terms of immersion, but it is an arbitrary waste of your time as a player. Like if there's like a certain thing that you're trying to craft, like especially like, you know, I need to craft this specific item to increase my power by whatever twofold, and I got all the materials now to make the materials into the actual component, like for example ore into a bar. That's gonna take me, and like I have like, you know, I need 20 bars. Each bar takes a minute, so that's already 20 minutes. And now if you also have to input that manually each time, that's another waste of your time. And then when you finally start making the piece of gear, when you have the 20 bars and then whatever materials, and then it's like, oh, it's another hour. These are like, unless it's an online game, free to play, like something like Warframe. I really don't like that. Now, hopefully, because it feels like it's a single player game. Hopefully, or even if it's not, it works the same way like V Rising, where you can make your own servers or whatever. Hopefully, you can make it instant craft, because it's just such a waste of time. Like, it's just arbitrarily wasting the player's time. I'm not a fan of it. If you want the immersion of building, constructing, all that shit, that's fine. I'm not a fan of it.
Most certainly is like immersion related because they're actually building this stuff. You can physically see the construction process as it's happening, from a basic little hut into a nice little cooking dwelling into this like mansion or whatever, right? So I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason they've gone with this timer thing. But then the other part of it is probably just a way to spread out the progression so that people aren't burning through things quickly, bring in the resources, and then just upgrading all the way to the highest tier. Yeah, I've never really gotten the outrage personally. The timers didn't really bother me. There's no monetization tied to it whatsoever. I really think it's just mainly immersion related. Like, that was their design philosophy. I guess alternatively, if people continue to be bothered by this, beyond the change that they just made where you can speed up the timers by fueling more resources, maybe they just make it take longer to farm the amount of resources that you want for each upgrade, and then remove the timer aspect entirely. I don't know. Again, as far as I'm concerned, it's literally just like you've got characters in this town.
I actually would not mind.
It's not just
I would actually prefer farming for materials longer than waiting for a timer and not doing anything in that time. Technically, if I had to choose one or the other, I would choose that. But an option to just remove the timer completely would be better.
And then the shop instantly pops up. I know from a video game perspective that is a very common way to do it. I get why they did it this way. I don't think they plan to monetize it in the future. It's not the vibe that I'm getting.
I'm
One
not.
thing I'm very happy about as well when it comes to some improvements is they've made some big performance improvements, mentioning that they have continued optimization and making things better here on multiple fronts, saying that just about everyone should notice drastically.
The game looks good though.
Never had performance issues in the past. Now, one big thing worth noting with this update is that all of this new content is going to require a brand new, fresh playthrough. They say that the old server saves are going to remain on a legacy build. So if you played the game in the past and you have a character and a world save that you took part in, that stuff isn't getting deleted. But if you want to play through everything that is being added with the breach, you are going to have to start a fresh playthrough, and I believe a fresh character. I'm not certain. At least the world save has to be started over. I'm not sure about the character. And either way, that's going to bum some people out for sure. Now, they said basically that this was simply a result of the massive number of changes and additions, but also the fact that they've not only added new areas and all the new stuff, but they've made so many adjustments to the base game that it basically required them to separate the save files here. Now, if this bothers you, I guess at least if we're trying to look on the bright side, they have added a ton of new areas to what was the base game, a whole bunch of new explorable space. So there should be fresh content to see in those areas from your original playthrough, at least if you're running through it again. New stuff for you to explore and look for. I don't know. I'm fine starting things over. Like, I'm used to, for example, the seasonal content of ARPGs, so it's not like a big deal for me, but I can understand why some people might be bothered. Like, if you played for 50 hours and you wanted to just keep playing with your character to check out the new stuff, it looks like that might not be possible. Although, again, I'm still not certain if they have this, because there's your character, which is separate from the world. You can take your character to multiple world saves, but I don't know. It might still be that you have to start a fresh character and a fresh world.
Okay, I understand. So yes, it's probably
particularly clear from what they said in this video. Okay, so that is the.
So it's probably similar to Enshrouded, how Enshrouded works. V Rising, you can't take your character. Like, each server has a new character, but in Enshrouded, you can take your character to multiple worlds. So I guess that's how the servers in Norris with the Wicked work, which probably is easier on the servers now that I think about it.
Overview of all the new stuff coming in the Breach update specifically. What's next? Well, following the release of this update, Moon Studios has said that they intend to be very active and responsive with hotfixes and patches going forward, addressing any player concerns and issues. And I believe them, because if you recall, I do, they had an insane patch pasting at the time post the initial early access launch. Like, we got 6 hotfixes in the first 2 weeks of this game that addressed a lot of big issues, followed then by 2 major patches in the following month addressing some of the bigger issues that took time for them to fix. And now that they're fully independent, as we mentioned earlier, presumably this means they're going to be able to be even more active and responsive, which, okay, great, looking forward to it. Now, they did also address in the video the highly sought after multiplayer co-op mode, which unfortunately enough, I have to tell you, it's not coming right away in the Breach update. They did say that it's going to be the
so first of all, the game is more single player. Second of all, unless they change how bosses work in multiplayer, I don't like this. It's cool to play with friends, and again, obviously, like, the way I play a game is very different to like other people who like might use this as a couch co-op if there's like a controller or whatever, or just like regular multiplayer. But man, like, I don't know, like, it takes away from me knowing that you can cheese bosses because you have more people fighting it, because the bosses just don't have more mechanics when dealing with multiple people. I don't know.
Very next thing in the pipeline, which they plan to release sometime shortly
after
the Breach comes out.
It shouldn't affect me as a single player for the most part, but there's something that is like being taken away from me in a sense, and this is like super egotistical. Yes, I get it, and this is like, but I'm telling you just how I feel.
but no, co-op is not coming with the Breach update later this month. Now, originally in the early access roadmap, multiplayer was actually supposed to be added prior to the Breach. They had their first update for the Crucible, then multiplayer, then the Breach. Like, that was the order of planned updates in their roadmap. However, what they said is they instead decided to focus on adding as much new content to this update as possible, so that when the co-op is added later on, there's going to be a lot more new stuff for people to play, which I guess makes sense, although depending on how long it takes them to release the co-op update after the Breach comes out, many people might already be done with all of the new content in the Breach, and then we'll put the game back down until the following big content update comes. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could either way be the same problem. Like, if they release the Breach and then co-op doesn't come for a month later, most people will likely be done playing the Breach, and then just adding co-op, they'll be like, well, yeah, I could play co-op, but it's already got the new stuff, so I'll wait till the next big update. I don't know, they could just end up in the very same situation, depending on the gap between the Breach and the co-op and then the update after the Breach, but we'll just have to see how it all pans out. And frankly, despite that, I still think this update looks fantastic. It's set to release on April 30th, and I cannot wait. Definitely going to be diving back in. I also want to make note here, by the way, if you're like me and you've not played this game since its original release in early 2024, they have had one other update. So actually back in July of last year, they released the Crucible patch, which brought a pretty big overhaul to endgame, specifically to the Crucible itself, which if you don't recall, this is the farmable sort of roguelike dungeon that's meant for endgame progression. Now, during the initial release, this was fairly bare bones. You'd go through several rooms and then you fight a boss at the end, and those rooms would be kind of procedurally ordered, so you wouldn't know which room you get when, but those rooms were also always the same every time, the same enemies in the same positions. You just don't know, you wouldn't know which room was your first, second, third, fourth, fifth room all the way up to the boss, but every time you went to a room, you knew exactly how it was spaced, the enemies and everything within it. Well, that has changed because this update, once again, that happened in July of last year, completely fleshed out the end game. They more than tripled the number of randomized chambers within the Crucible, as well as introduced an entirely new art theme, added a brand new vendor, and a new gameplay system called Echoes, and this is pretty cool. Echoes allow you to customize every run with a huge variety of buffs and effects, which is...
I wish Warframe had more impactful roguelite. Like, there's some abilities, like when you do Duviri, there's some abilities that are like fucking awesome. You're like, yes, good, I got this one, it's great. And then you have some that are like, oh, man, like all choices are bad choices. And I wish, and like, yeah, they added the rerolling, but like sometimes, dude, I go through like 6 rerolls and I get like nothing useful. And I was like, wow, what a fucking waste. I wish they, like, obviously they won't, but like I wish they would play more with the Duviri stuff.
It's just basically like the traditional roguelike.
Honestly though, what I really wish is that once they finish Soulframe and change the combat in Soulframe to be like what they want it to be, bring that combat to Duviri as your operator, as Drifter. Like that combat for Drifter. Now that would be nice.
Throughout the course of a run, you are presented with a random assortment of powerful buffs. You pick the buff that you want to enhance your character, and then as you progress, you accumulate more of these, which lead, ideally, to some crazy overpowered potential combos. This is part of the fun of the roguelike, getting big power boost as you move through a run, which gets reset, and then you do it over again. Always random, the assortment of powers that you get to choose from. They also added a new vendor, the Seneschal, which in exchange for Gloam Seeds, which is a currency dropped by enemies within the Crucible, he then sells you Fallen Embers, which are always highly valuable, even more so now with the enchantment changes that they're introducing in the Breach. He also sells refined resources.
I honestly, again, for Path of Exile 2, Sakamet. Is Sakamet? Like the first trials, like in Act 2. I think, yeah, it's Trial of Sakamet. I wish it was more roguelite and less Kiss Curse. If that makes sense. Because like the whole place is literally just like, you know, take this and lose this or whatever. Like a lot of the bonuses you get there come with like something that like fucks it up, and again, because you can get the idols or whatever they're called to like reduce some effects or whatever, like, yeah, it's, but like, man, would be a lot more fun if it was just like more roguelite and less Kiss Curse.
And then unlocks some new features in the Crucible as well. There's also the addition of a new enemy faction, the Gloam, who are lost souls that became infected by pestilence, giving them this kind of corrupted bioluminescence. These guys look really cool. And access to the Crucible is actually now unlocked a whole lot earlier in the game. Essentially, right after you first arrive in Sacrament and you complete the first campaign quest, you can then jump into an early iteration of the Crucible. And then beyond all of those Crucible-specific changes, they had a few updates for the base game as well. They extended some regions of the overworld, in particular the Black Trench and Nameless Pass got more secrets, surprises, and additional areas to discover. And they updated combat with some enhanced kill effects. So for example, enemies will now actually physically explode when killed by fireballs, or they will shatter into a million pieces after being frozen and smashed. And you can just absolutely blow people to smithereens with big heavy weapon attacks as well. They have the addition of stray animals into the game, so you can find cats and dogs you will come across and are able to pet. And this update brought an initial round of major performance enhancements, specifically including performance improvements, smoother area transitions, a cinematic polish overhaul, and memory optimization. Also, with this patch, the game was finally Steam Deck verified. And that is just about everything. We got all of this new stuff coming with the Breach later this month.
PvP here is gonna be very fucking interesting.
both of which I'll have to check out. Like, I'm ready to jump back into No Rest for the Wicked. There's still much more to be added as well, so prior to them reaching 1.0 and fully launching, we know that they have the planned inclusion of the 4-player multiplayer co-op, which supposedly will be coming sometime after the breach, hopefully soon. We also know the game is going to be getting multiplayer PvP, and that is something that I'm really looking forward, especially with this
Dude,
combat
PvP
system.
is going to be crazy on this.
Form, whether it's a Souls-like invasion system or just like structured PvP in an arena. Either way, the combat in this game is phenomenal, so PvPing is going to be a lot of fun. I'm so excited. And if there's...
Yeah. Dude, V Rising literally only has players that are PvPing at this point. Like, yeah, you have the servers that like are PvE, whatever, but like, like the most live servers are the ones that have like weekly or bi-weekly reset that are also PvP. Like, those are like super live servers. They're just like, well, I don't know about now, but like before I quit, right? And it's like people just fucking massacre one another. And again, it's fun and it's annoying at the same time.
Multiplayer PvP, like the co-op plus PvP. Can we have like 4v4 arena PvP? I'm really excited for the PvP, probably even more so than
it's gonna be
PvP,
well,
to be
very
of course, they're gonna
chaotic.
continue expanding the story content, adding new chapters. With this will come additional map regions, along with all the expected inclusions, new enemies, bosses, weapons, and gear. And pretty soon they're gonna be adding farming, apparently. Like, I'm talking planting and growing crops. That's gonna be part of like the base management stuff. So lots of cool stuff. Like I said, this game was a blast even in its initial iteration. I played for 70 hours.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to play this game, honestly. Like, I mean, I can wait. I can wait, but I really I really don't want to. But you know, 2 weeks. If I start playing it now and I really love it and I don't have a lot of time to play, I am honestly afraid it would affect my Last Epoch enjoyment. And if it doesn't affect my Last Epoch enjoyment, then I would have to like restart from scratch when I play. So let's say if I play No Rest for the Wicked today, right? Which I don't have a lot of time to do. And then I won't really play it until like Saturday. Right? And then I play it Saturday, Sunday, and I'm like hooked. Like, I fucking love it, right? And the next week, Last Epoch comes out. I'm playing Last Epoch. The problem is, if I'm going to enjoy Last Epoch, I'm probably going to play it, and I will enjoy Last Epoch. I'm probably going to play it for at least like 2 weeks to a month, like religiously, right? And by that time, if I go back to No Rest for the Wicked, I would have to start all over. So it's kind of like a waste of my time. But yeah, but I can't wait. Also, no point. No point playing it now, because the update isn't out yet, so it's like no real reason to play it now until like the update at the end of the month. So it is what it is. But yeah, anyways, that is the video. Horse Gaming, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. And yeah, I think PoE 2 needs to learn a few lessons from this. I'm not saying PoE 2 needs to be another No Rest for the Wicked, but they clearly want something that is kind of in between No Rest for the Wicked to Path of Exile, and they need to understand the map design and the monster design that they are supposed to aim for if they are going for something in between. Because you don't want this where it's like 1 or 2 monsters every time, right? But you also don't want 50 monsters. Like, no, okay, I'm exaggerating. Like, you don't want like 10 maggots attacking you and your AoE ability sucking ass, right? Or like having massive cooldowns. Then you just spend all your time rolling around and dodging instead of actually like fighting, right? Literally all your time, because there's 10 monsters attacking you at different intervals. Yeah, anyways, that's the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Alright. What's this? Oh, I saw this, actually. Alright. So, there's a few things I want to talk about. Oh, yeah. I did want to talk about this one. Oh, man.
For almost 20 years, but about...
Oh, man. Oh, man. This went hard, man. I know why people lost their shit over this. I mean, I understand why. But this went hard. But Vanilla. Okay, we're gonna watch this after. But let's take the context of what Vanilla says. And I also have like probably the best response to this video and why well, to her, realistically, why she says so. It's like she says it's incredibly insane how all women understand what she's talking about, but men seem to just not get it. The male brain is interesting. Now she's not. It's passive aggressive, obviously, right? And Pat Stedman gave a fantastic reply to this. I'll give my 2 cents, but let's watch this again to see what the controversy was about.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why.
So, one thing that you should keep in context is she works from home. Okay, just remember that part. She works from home.
Tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive.
Amazing house too.
He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for? But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships, and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us.
So far, she is probably right. There is a culture of where, and by the way, she said her husband is hands-on, all that stuff, right? But she is likely right. Okay, for the most part. Now, this is where you would just have a conversation with your husband about duty arrangements and, like, arranging like who takes care of what, so there's a smoother workflow. But yeah, anyways.
3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the
Yes. And there's a very good reason why, which she's going to mention soon, in a sense.
project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier.
Can you imagine like going to like you're at a job, right? And obviously this is not like the equivalent, but like I think the comparison is still good enough. You're at a job, right? You have a manager, right? A woman is the manager of the house most of the time, right? If she's the one who's like, it's like in charge of the house, of everything that is happening, the one thing you want to do is not take things into your own hands and start doing shit that doesn't go with the same flow as how the woman is thinks it should go in the house. If she's the manager of the house and it has been pretty much decided that she's the manager of the house, the first thing you need to do before starting to change stuff or doing stuff that might affect her is ask her how she wants it done, what she wants you to do, how she wants you to do it, right? Now, I'm not talking about like, oh, the garage is the men's place and like the kitchen is the woman's place, whatever. I'm just talking about like in general. If you know that your woman has been the one cooking the meals for the children, putting their clothes in a certain way, washing them at a certain time and stuff like that, you would want to ask her, how or when or what do you want me to do? So it doesn't interfere with her fucking schedule, because you are the one who's entering her environment. So you need to be the one who is adapting to how the system has been run. Once you're in the system, you can try and maybe change it to fit both of your schedules, but you don't know how the system is run yet. And this woman definitely has a system in place of how she's doing stuff. Otherwise, it would be fucking chaos.
Is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier, because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up and I went to put something in the trash and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made me late for work.
He works from home. Remember that? She works from home.
And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it. Or
because you're in charge of the home.
I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone.
So here's honestly the crux of the matter. So the reason she's all stressed out is because husband was late for work, so he didn't do a certain thing. So she was late for work. Okay. So she was late for work because she, I guess in her mind, she has to do these things. She has to take out the garbage. She has to do the dish. Like, no, you can't just like take out the fucking bottle, like wash it and give it to the kid, like literally like 2 seconds, right? Like, no, you can't do that. Everything has to be done perfectly, like fucking neurotically, right? And this is probably the biggest thing. She values her job more. This is like probably the biggest message of this. She values her job more than her family and her marriage. Because the first thing that came to her mind is not to quit her job, not to find a different job. It was, I should just divorce and do this on my own. Which, by the way, this is why men don't get it, because we think with our logical brain, if you can do the math, doing this alone would be a lot harder. More than 2 times harder, okay? It's like, it'll be so much harder to do this alone. Are you kidding? What are we gonna do with the kids? Oh, we're gonna now have 2 separate homes if we... Okay, let's think along on those lines. Let's say she went with a divorce. And by the way, some women will go with a divorce, right? Let's say she didn't want to have a talk with him. She's like, oh my God, he doesn't see me. I might as well just do this alone. And she actually went with that thought in mind. It's like, you know what? Let's see that trajectory, how this impacts her in the future. We might as well do it alone. Okay, divorce. 2 houses. Are the houses as good as this one house? Probably not, because they have less income. Okay, cool. What do we do with the kids? Kids are probably with the mom. Okay, so now she has the kids and the job and a smaller place probably, because she can't live in the house that is meant for 2 people paying for everything. She's going to have to live in a house that only 1 person can afford. Okay, cool. So now you're living in probably a smaller place with 4 kids, right? Still have your own job. However, now there is absolutely no chance and no shot in hell somebody else is going to be cleaning the dishes or taking out the garbage. You always have to do this. So this is why the male brain is interesting. That men just don't get it. We get it. We understand. But your logic is flawed. That is what men think, why you are wrong in your assessment. Okay, your whole logical trail of thought is fucked up. Why? Because you're thinking with your emotions, not with your fucking head. Now, feeling like, oh, he doesn't see me, the whatever, and it's like, listen, this man needs to go to work, drive somewhere, probably commute for 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the job, but fuck, man, right? And he's late, and he has an actual physical quota of hey, we have these, because he's working climbing tower lines for like phone companies or electricity or whatever. He has a quota, right, that he has to do for that day, right? There's like actual physical stuff that have to be done that day. Meanwhile, she works from home, marketing or whatever, and it's like there's no like, oh, you need to do this much today. It's like, no, you just have to be in the office and do stuff, right? Like I'm oversimplifying it for sure. Okay, don't get offended. It's like, oh, what do you mean? I have a quota too and whatever. It's like a monthly quota and daily quota are very different. It's like, it's like, oh, come up with ideas and it's like it's very different. Okay. And it's like her neuroticism of, oh my god, now I'm gonna be late for work, which by the way, only because you wanna clean the whole fucking dish and take out the trash, you're gonna be late for work. There's no real reason for you to get to like be late for work at all. Take the bottle, fucking wash it like 2 seconds, and like that's it. You don't need more than that, okay?
Yeah. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me. Yeah. And it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship.
Yes, 100%.
It doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me.
So, again, her feeling, this is again why men don't understand your logic, because you want to throw it all away because you felt taken advantage of. While she even knows, and she says here that it's like, I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I don't think he's taking advantage of me. But I felt like I was getting taken advantage of. I want to throw away my family and my marriage of, 13 or 18 years, 16 years, whatever she said, down the drain because I felt taken advantage of. Even though, based on everything she said about her husband so far, that is probably furthest thing from the truth.
But we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way.
Actually, it's really not. It's like, I super disagree with this fucking comparison. Like, I'm sorry. I super disagree with this comparison. I think the bar for men is actually higher to be a good dad, because like nothing they do is good enough.
Down here, and we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family, despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy, and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever. Our kids are thriving. Our home runs like a well.
Also, by the way, it's been 3 years. Probably at least 2 of the kids are pretty much self-sufficient at this point. I'm not saying they're cooking and cleaning, but like they're definitely more self-sufficient. They throw away their own like laundry into the right place. Like you don't need to watch them as much anymore. Yada yada yada. They go to school, so they're gone out of the house for half the day, right? So it's like life is just gonna get easier the older the kids are gonna get, just by default.
Oiled machine, and that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there, and it was well worth it. But it is not uncommon. And so if your wife is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more, she's not just saying that because she wants you to do more chores. She's saying that because truly it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin your marriage if you do not participate in an equitable way in your home. And so what does that look like? What does it look like to change these dynamics? Well, we need to really assess in our homes what the work looks like. Because in most homes, the data supports this, women do a disproportionate amount of the work.
Because women are usually also at home most of the time. The husband usually leaves earlier, he comes back later. Like, that's fucking most relationships. The husband leaves earlier than the woman. He wakes up like 2 or 3 hours before her, leaves before the sun even fucking comes out. And this is like most fucking jobs for men. Okay, I'm not even talking about like, like a computer job or whatever. It's like most jobs, especially labor, but like even not labor. Dude, I worked at a gym for like 10 years, okay? I would wake up at 4 a.m. and I would have 5 a.m. clients. And the first client I ever seen a female trainer have was like 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. 8 a.m. would be like holy shit, what happened? Okay, most of the clients I would see a female trainer would be 9 a.m. Through 10 years, through so many trainers that I've worked with, the females would always start later. Okay? Now, did they have to? No, they just chose to. You'd make your own fucking schedule as a trainer. So it's like, that's usually the case. And I would come back home at like 10 p.m. Right? Not only because I had so many clients, but because I was more willing to take the hours that a lot of people were not willing to do. Okay? And again, I would see the male trainers at the gym more often than I would see the female trainer. If we had a lunch break, we would work out. The woman probably went home most of the time. Sometimes she would work out. Don't get me wrong. She would work out. They would work out. They were all in great shape. Everybody's in good shape. But like, I honestly, like, I would see the guys maybe like 1.5 to 2 times more often than I would see the female trainers at the gym.
They just do. They do more of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the childcare while also working full time. And men have more time for things like their hobbies.
By the way, full time is 40 hours. If your man is working 60 hours, he's also technically full time. But guess who is at home more? Also, like, I don't want to like undersell cooking and like the amount of time it takes and like cleaning and stuff like that. However, a lot of the cooking is kind of done passively. You put some stuff on the stove, it boils down, it boils up, whatever. You put it on like medium heat, you throw all of your shit in there, and it's just there for like 2 hours. Meanwhile, you also go into the oven, you put something there for an hour. You're not dealing with it for that hour, and you're not dealing with the frying pan for 2 hours, okay? Unless you're making omelets, everything else takes a very long time to cook. Meanwhile, so you have a lot of this empty time in between to do other shit. Meanwhile, if the husband is doing chores at the house, usually it's the physical labor, cutting the grass, fixing some bullshit, working something in the garage, checking your car, taking your car for the oil and change, stuff like that. These are stuff that he can't do something in between. He has to go and do that thing, and that thing alone will just drain 2-3 hours of his day actively. You saying that, oh, I just cook for 3 hours. How much of that did you really like take away from your day? 20 minutes out of the 3 hours? Right? So it's like, if we start doing the math, and like, oh, women are doing more at the home, I'm not gonna lie, if we start actively doing the math, I honestly gonna say that women do about as much, if not less, than the men. Right? If we just take like the amount of active participant in the activity that you are doing in the house. Okay? Oh, I had to take all of the kids' stuff for cleaning and the laundry. It's like, okay, gathering the stuff, usually like, maybe 10-20 minutes. Okay? Especially if they're like slightly older. They already throw it in their own basket. You just take the baskets to the laundry. You throw in the machine. You throw in the powder, like whatever you use, the liquid, sure. You throw that in the machine. You activate the machine. It's gonna do its thing for 40 minutes to an hour. What the fuck are you doing in that 40 minutes to an hour? Oh, I just cleaned the clothes. I just did laundry for an hour. Bitch, you did 5 minutes of work. That's what you did. You did 5 minutes of work and you clicked the button and it did for you. Now, if you were going down to the river and fucking manually washing shit, I'll be like, okay, you washed clothes for an hour. Bitch, your machine did everything, okay? Like, just because you're mentally overloaded, if we look at just the actual amount of work that you did, it is really not a lot. Oh, the dishwasher is full. You didn't have to manually clean all of these dishes. It was done for you. It doesn't take a long time to remove all the dishes. Okay, how much time does it take to take out the garbage, to take out the trash? Especially if we're living like on ground floor, like you have a house, not like a building, right? Close the bag, take it out, go back in, open the new bag, put it in. Oh my god, 2 minutes of your time at most. So like, I don't want to hear this bullshit of like, oh my god, I'm doing so much at the house. Yes, in general, the amount, so like the number of activities is higher, but the time spent per activity is like non-existent. Oh my god, I'm taking care of the kids so much. Like, I get it, it's exhausting, and honestly, it's only exhausting because the kids are fucking loud and it's exhausting. Not because you're actually doing a lot of shit.
Like golf, for example, or just working out, running a marathon, right? And so we need to have hard conversations about what our time looks like, what our labor
with this I
looks
agree.
like, what is invisible labor. We have to talk about these things, and when we don't, the alternative is that you no longer have a marriage.
I agree with her about communicating and, yes, setting up duties in the house. I just don't agree with the premise that when you don't, that the woman is actually working harder than the man, while the man is out there fucking slaving for 10 to 12 hours. She works 8 hours, right? Leaves at a more normal time, like a slightly later time than the man, sleeps more. Like, I'm sorry, you're spending more time at the home, you're gonna be doing more stuff at the home. If I'm like the man, right, and I am the man. I go to work, like I right now wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. I leave for work at like, what do you call it? At 5:45 a.m. Okay, I get to work at 7 a.m. I work till 5 p.m. Driving home is like an hour and a half because of fucking traffic. Okay, I get home at 6:30 p.m. I have like an hour to 2 hours at most, and then I have to go to sleep because I have to wake up at 4 a.m. How much work do you think I'm gonna get done in the house during the week? Meanwhile, she starts work 9 to 5 and she's already at home. I'm sorry, you're gonna be doing way more stuff at the house. Like, this is one of the main reasons you get like a wife, right? Like, it's like, it is what it is, right? Like, this is the, like, if we wanna divulge duties, right? It's like, oh, like, we need to split 50-50. Bitch, I am not even 20% in the house and you want me to do 50% of the work? Get real.
Or you don't have a happy one, at least. And so I share this story because I don't think I'm alone in this experience, and I want people to...
You're not, because women, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, dude, so many women are fucking selfish. They only think from their perspective. Not selfish in the sense like they don't care about other people, but like selfish in the sense it's like when their feelings, like, well, like, oh my god, I feel neglected and whatever, that's when they get selfish. And they cannot, I don't know if they cannot, but they don't want to look at another person's perspective, because right now, their perspective is up here, your perspective is down here. Why? Because they are the ones in pain right now. Meanwhile, you don't even know if your husband is suffering or going through anything. Why? Because he is focused on his fucking goal of getting paid and making sure you have a nice, clean, white house here that you can live in. Anyways, so yeah, it's incredibly insane how all women understand what she's talking about, but men seem to just not get it. Well, no, men get it, but like, you're being selfish. Anyways, Pat Stedman, dating and relationship coach for men. I don't know, never heard of this guy. J6 political prisoner. Interesting. Anyways, he gave a great answer. What she's saying is common and she's not wrong. Women do bear a disproportionate amount of childcare and housework, and when both parents have jobs, this inevitably creates resentment towards the dads, who tend to be less proactive towards these tasks. It's good sense to communicate and develop a clear division of labor. 100% agree. She basically also says this. What isn't mentioned, however, is that a large part of the problem is also the perfectionistic and neurotic tendency of moms who can't relax or let go. This is like, for example, the dishwasher example. You don't need the dishwasher. Well, he's going to talk about it. Dads routinely end up on the receiving end of demands that aren't in fact necessary, especially in the moment. Man, if you have a mom, or you're married, or you have a girlfriend, tell me this isn't fucking true. This has to be done right now. Why? I have a whole month to do it. Well, just do it now so you can forget about it. But it's like, I'm busy right now. But if you do it now, like, you can, like, but like, I'm doing something. Like, I can't do it right now. I don't want to do it right now. I'm not in the mood to do it right now. I don't want to be on the phone for an hour right now. I'm gonna call them when I know there's like less lineup on the phone. Why do I have to call them now? You gotta do it right now. Yeah, this is the mom's fucking neurotic nature. Anyways, but become relationship threatening neglect because the mom's own expectations and anxiety turn them into referenda on how he feels about her. Man, he said it in so much a nicer way than I would. Oh man. Take her example of the trash. Her man was running late for work and didn't take it out. She says this wasn't a good excuse because him not doing this made her late for work. By the way, works from home. But that's actually not the case. She could have left it. Yeah, you could leave the trash like that. Like, nothing really is gonna happen. Like, you know, maybe it will take a bit longer later to deal with it, but later you're gonna have time. The overflowing trash was gross, but wasn't going to do anything for a few more hours. Honestly, for a few more days, probably. I mean, it would stink up the place, but like nothing else. It wasn't her responsibility anyway, and there's no doubt he would have dealt with it when he got home, when he saw it. Usually, yeah, you know, it's like, if he's the responsible, loving, attentive person that she says he is, yeah, he probably would have just taken care of it. Odds are the shame of the mess would mean he'd take care of it sooner in the future. Also true. He's like, oh man, I forgot about it. She probably felt awful about it. I'm gonna pay more attention to this because like learning your own lesson is different from somebody telling you to learn something. He'd know if he didn't do it, no one would. It would be all on him. This approach may sound frustrating to women, but if you want your men to do things, you need to learn to leave him space to do them. Yeah, we do things at our own pace. We are usually way more chill. Even if he's taking longer to do them or does them differently than you would like, you cannot nag and emasculate a man. I don't think she emasculated him. I mean, many people saying that she did. I don't know how the actual conversation was. Her making this video and using him as an example probably is a bit emasculating, but whatever. And then feel upset when he inevitably distances himself from you and avoids the task. You cannot ask for... By the way, this builds resentment. What she did can build resentment. Like the way she acted can build resentment from him. You cannot ask for a man to lead and then continually question his leadership. The fact that many women do not understand this is proof how many well-meaning women don't know how to be feminine. This last part, half agree. Either way, like the whole point that he's like of this is basically that it's like, you know, men do things at their own pace, and women need to, like, if you want a man to do something, kind of gotta give him time to do it. Like constantly nagging at him, not a good idea. Reminding him sometimes, you know, being like, hey, did you take out the trash? And he said no. Don't ask him again in the next 3 hours. Okay? Like, yeah. It's like, he still didn't take out the trash. Yeah, it's like, you know, like, or honestly, don't even ask him to begin with. But like be like, hey, can we talk for a second and talk about the issues, how it makes you feel, yada yada, communicate, but don't just keep nagging him about the fucking trash, okay? Oh man. But yeah, honestly, I think this probably is the most this is probably like what women need to like really get from this message. Your perfectionistic and neurotic tendency, like this is on you. This is not on men who are not doing it, because we will do it. We're just not in a rush to do it. We'll do it when it needs to be done, not when you want it to be done. You know, we're gonna wait till the garbage is overflowing to throw it out, because we can probably like squeeze it into the fucking bag a bit more with some strength and then tie it up, rather than wasting a whole like fucking garbage bag for half the amount, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got with this one. This went way more viral than it should. But honestly, I think like the main thing that you need to think about here is that she was willing. Her first, like, again, based on the video, I don't know if that was actually it, but her first thought, based on the video, is that she was willing to throw away the marriage and the family because she was late for work. I know that's not like, that's how it is, it seems, right? Obviously it's like, oh, because I feel like neglected, I feel like not seen, yada yada yada. But let's be real, it's the stress that she had to get to work what caused this. And instead of things like, maybe I need a different job that maybe I'll have like more time to deal with shit, not even thinking about that. Her first thought was, we need to break off this marriage. It's fucked up, man. Now, I get like she didn't actually go through with it. She communicated with her husband. That's like the right thing to do. But, and it's like, noticing there's a problem and communicating about is not the same as saying that it's like, oh my god, I might as well do this alone. These are like very different fucking parts of the spectrum, okay? One is like, we're fixing the marriage. The other is, fuck the marriage, I'm out. Like a very, very different trains of thought here. So yeah, man, I don't know. I think this video went more viral than it should have, but it's just the difference between how men and how women think. That's all it is. Yeah. Why would they? Wait, what? So much about a country, you're not a citizen. That's also true. Also, how are you getting on understanding the oil market? You notice OPEC, what? You knows the effect of Trump's decision on the world. UK needs a Trump. Most British people admire what they're doing there. Left don't like democracy, do they? All of a sudden they approve of insurrection. MAGA can't honestly claim they're all paid. Why? Why would MAGA claim that this is a paid protest? I mean, honestly, dude, funny enough, to be that asshole. We've seen bigger lines of immigrants walking towards the southern border that were paid by George Soros. That was the claim. So technically, I mean, I can see people claiming this. Also, like, is that even people? Or like half of them are cars. No, it is people. How many people would this be, I wonder? Also, why are they protesting in New York? What are you protesting there? Like, what? Yeah, out of hand. This boss has been in the game for ages and has been bugged for months now.
Just show off just how bad this is. As you can probably tell.
Oh, this guy.
Can't shoot the boss. Totems can't target him.
The biggest boss I've ever had, the biggest problem I had with this boss was actually like, you can't target him, but you can still shoot the boss.
It's getting ridiculous. Like, come on, man. I can't fight him. Imagine if I was hardcore here. I literally just can't do anything. I literally just die here. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
I've never had this bug. Most of the box is still broken. Yeah, it was the hit boxes on attacks, and being attacked is broken still. So yeah, so it's not that. It's like his hitbox is in a different location from his appearance, and that's what's kind of sucks about him. I never had the bug where like I couldn't hit him at all, but I also always used more AoE based abilities, so I never really had an issue. Currency is broke. 0 to level 26, only got 13 currency. On blue loot, the game feels like shit. Keep getting white screen. I feel so weak in this new game, almost to the point of finding a new game to play. Oh shit! This is the nail in the coffin for me. I'm gonna go check out Last Epoch. Gotta wait for it. Unfortunately, gotta wait for 2 weeks. Yeah, too decided to fuck them over this week. Oh my god, bro, that's hilarious. GG are notorious bug fixers. They'd rather delete the cause from the game instead of... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. We got a GGG hater right here. The most boring boss battle in the game. Honestly, yeah, I don't like the boss fight. It's kind of doo-doo, honestly. And now, thanks to the update, you're stuck fighting it longer. GGG really needs to understand the difference between engaging combat and tedious combat. I do agree that the bosses should last longer, but they should actually have mechanics to make them last longer, not because it just has a lot of HP, but it only has like 3 abilities. Escape, reset checkpoint, in hardcore, this means nothing. Yeah, the boss also makes you fall off the edge in some cases, making it very difficult to see where you are. It's actually like rolling in a very specific angle, but yeah. What's this? Yeah, so we saw that. Okay. I haven't tried. Oh, yes. Yes, dude, my favorite. Oh my god, look at this cat, bro. Look at this beauty. Oh my god, what is that? What a fluff ball. My lord. I watched this before, and this cat only appears like right at the end, but my god, what a beautiful cat. Anyways, yeah. So my favorite type of video, which you would think is this, but actually it's this. So I finally tried Warframe, and I always love seeing new players, especially when they have a big following, trying out Warframe. Yes, Warframe veterans' favorite content, watching new players. Dude, he knows! He knows! Warframe veterans' favorite content is watching new players. Bro, he knows! Of course.
Well, it finally happened. I've endured years of people angrily yelling.
You stupid fuck.
Well, it finally happened. I've endured years of people angrily.
Hey, not a bot? You're not a bot. You are correct, sir.
Yelling at me. Politely asking me, I mean.
Okay. Very interesting video. I can see that you put a lot of... Dude, I saw this message. Oh, please play Warframe. Dude, how are these bots telling you to play Warframe? Keep inspiring your subscribers. Your video have become part of my daily online experience. Play Warframe. Thank you. Dude, even like the bots are telling him to play Warframe. Thank you so much for the variety of content. Your videos always skillfully combine entertainment and education. I know that they're not actually saying it. I get it. I get it. I know. I can see the difference in font. Yes, I'm joking, of course, but it's kind of funny that he did that.
To please try out Warframe. So I did. And I knew from the beginning I would need a Sherpa. Someone smart, charismatic, detail-oriented, and a trusted source of information who I could put my faith in 100%. So I decided to call up Mactix and ask him to be my guide as I stepped into the wild world of Warframe for the first time.
I honestly hope that was as minimal of a guide. Minimal? And no one's seen minimal like this before, okay? I can't do Trump, fuck it. But like, I really hope it was as minimal as possible. Cause like, man, I've seen so many people quit because they just get overwhelmed with information in Warframe. Just like, have a question, give the answer just to that specific question. Don't go overboard unless they ask something else.
And by the way, today's video is in fact sponsored by Warframe. Huge shout out to them.
Oh,
sign up and play Warframe for free.
Bro, finally, Warframe is reaching out and sponsoring creators. This is probably the first time I've seen it. I don't know if they've done before. I'm assuming they have. It probably can't be the first time. But yes, please, you need to fucking publicize your game more, man. Like, it's such a good game. You need more players.
Free today on all platforms via my link in the pinned comment, as it is a big, crazy game now celebrating their 12th anniversary.
Yep.
As I fired Warframe up for the first time, I was a little bit early, and my trusted Sherpa Mac was not yet around. I figured this would be a good time to learn the lay of the land and feel things out until he showed up. I don't know what I'm watching here. What am I watching?
Swallowing colonies whole.
Swallowing colonies. Those are probably bad guys, but great. I love that. Oh shit.
There's not going to be a whole lot of reaction to the cinematic, and I think I've watched the cinematic like 10 times, making 10 different videos, so...
Wow, okay. Warrior magic. Ranger. These are the 5 pillars. Yeah, these are the 5 pillars of Warframe success. Oh. Ooh. I'm going this right here. Hey, honey, thirstiest Warframe skin?
I love when people choose Excalibur, man. The OG.
Over here, a little booba frame. All right.
The Booba
I
frame.
mean,
Yeah.
I see the appeal. What?
Depending on what you want, right?
We are getting way off the beaten path here. This is like if you're into bears, right? Like, it's like, dude, if I like tripped one trip and I put my eye out, and one trip, I'm blind. By the way, Warframe features kind of a movement tech widely beloved by the community known as bullet jumping. There are
Everyone's
many
gonna talk
tutorials
about
on
it.
this that you can find that I highly recommend watching. Unfortunately,
Wait, there's tutorials in I need to watch the tutorial bullet jumping. I've never seen tutorial bullet jumping. Maybe I've been doing it wrong this whole time. I have to watch it after.
watched none of them and tried to figure it out on my own, excitedly thinking I'd totally nailed it when, looking back on this footage of me playing, I'm physically cringing because, wow, I'm just nowhere close. So, okay, bullet jump tutorial. Slide. This? That's not right. That's it. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Dude.
Like, the way I do it is crouch, jump into aim, roll. That's how I do my bullet jumps now. I don't remember when I started doing it, but like that's how I do them now with a roll after the jump. I feel like it gives me further.
Oh, you can do. Oh, okay. Oh my god, dude. Wait, hold on. Do it. Wait. So slide, jump, slide. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Look at this crackhead movement. Oh, I fucking lost it. Hold on, wait.
But imagine he had
I'm out
vault
of
and
my
he
mind.
had number
Wide open
and he hit
planes
too.
let me bullet jump like a fiend. Eventually, my Sherpa arrived, and that is when the learning really began.
Mods are, for the most, pretty much completely the #1 thing that differentiates like a weapon being powerful from a weapon being not powerful or anything, and you click on upgrade. That is where capacity at the top left is exactly what it sounds like. So you can have up to pull up a menu 20 upgrade the mod. You see all those little like up to 20 total points. That is how many ranks. We don't want to upgrade our equal, you'll notice, past 6 at the current moment, because then we wouldn't be able to keep it all with all the other stuff. Endo, the other one, is a mod specific. That means if we put any mod into that slot that has that matching symbol, it's
So good. It's fantastic.
Hour later.
Right now, we're in my dojo.
Mojo Dojo Casa House.
Behind you.
Why are you like tiny?
Oh, they're behind you?
Okay, I thought this was you for a minute. There's like a tiny little robot. I thought you turned into this, whatever this thing is.
No, I am not the vacuum cleaner. We have to be able to craft the burst on, which is a new weapon.
Oh, good.
It takes 12 hours to make.
You can actually
Yeah.
do your
Oh, look at
WASD, and you
this.
can wiggle your ship around while you play.
Okay, I'm definitely getting much better with the bullet jumping. Can I do something?
Yeah, man. Like now I get it. It's all. First of all, it's sponsor stream. Second of all, players like this are likely not to stay in the game. Usually, like people who just get carried essentially. I don't know how much Mactix is actually carrying him, but like people who get handheld through the experience, from what I've seen, don't tend to stay for long. That's just, maybe I'm wrong. I don't have the numbers, but like that's been my experience. A lot of people who I chose to help substantially, never seen them log in again ever. So yeah, that's been my experience. Obviously, very small statistical number, but but it's also true for me. So like obviously I could be projecting. If somebody really helped me in a game, it's like you're losing part of like the emotional connection you get to the game when it grows on you, and it's kind of like instead of it being it's growing on you, it's kind of like you just like somebody is like dressing you in it instead of like it growing on you. I don't know how to like explain it better, but yeah, it's. I don't know, takes away from the magic, maybe. Like maybe that's more relatable. Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that wall run. Oh, almost. Nope.
Yeah.
I thought I had it.
On Excalibur is kind of fun too. You can incorporate your dash into your movement combo.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I have to say the like the art direction and the concept art for this game, like the people and the creatures in the world is pretty good. Are these kids like cosplaying Tenno?
Correct, yeah. So he's got
awesome.
I think he had a Volt helmet on, in fact.
Tenno and Grenier, yeah.
Was one of the optional starting frames.
This tower's made of meat?
So that tells you some interesting things about the people who left these relics behind and what their beliefs were about technology and how they treated things. And yeah, see, he's.
Oh, that's yummy. Oh my god, dude, this is like this is wild fashion. Everyone looks so badass, and I'm walking out here with like my plain Jane, like, hey guys, I'm new. Every person
time,
that you
every
walk
time
up to is like a different sci-fi fever dream. Wide open plains, let me bullet jump like a fiend. Hey, you're faster than me. That's no fair.
Remember, you're hitting that aim glide too in between.
Dude, I fucking hit a tree. Oh right. Aim. Oh, this is hard, man.
Yep. And when you hit this rock, right?
Yeah.
When we do our bullet jump, we're gonna look straight up, so we go like over the rock.
Oh, I see. All right, here we go. Clear them out, I guess.
All right, we're gonna spread out a little.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cover more ground that way.
Herd shift.
If you look at your mini map, you see that red circle. That's our little objective area for killing these enemies.
Yes, indeed. Dude, a fiend.
Okay.
Bullet jump, and then you could throw in a double jump in the bullet jump. Like so.
Okay, this is the Cetus quest.
And then move. All right, mix your one in there too. Slide.
Man, this. But what is the order? Like it's so.
You want to control to the ground.
You want to what?
Control.
I have no idea how people play with control for crouch, man. Oh my god, it's just so uncomfortable. I set it to C. I have my roll on like num4, which is like the thumb button on my mouse. I don't know how people fucking click control, man. Just feels so unintuitive.
Control to the ground. So it's okay. So control jump while looking up.
Then you're sliding into the ground, and since you're holding control, you can then hit spacebar to do your next bullet jump.
Oh my god.
You'll get it.
I literally am tempted to like look up a movement tech
It'll
guide.
click at some point.
I'm sure.
It'll click at some point.
Ooh.
So that Ember heirloom skin.
Oh, that thirsty one I can buy.
So in the interest of time, if we go to exit.
1 minute.
Already, bro. Holy man.
So in the interest
No, could have been from the sponsor, could have been he spent money, could have been donations, I don't know. But already, man.
If we go to exit.
1 minute.
It finally turned,
yeah. Now we can exit. If we click on her, you'll notice that her main blueprint is 25,000 credits. Which you're kind of close to, so that's okay.
I see.
But to be able to craft her main blueprint, we need to get her neuroptics.
But we could just we could just purchase straight up. We don't even have to blueprint it.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I have 2,000 platinum though.
I know what you have. There are a lot of frames in the game.
Yeah.
Whose subcomponents that you get from boss fights on each planet. Right, so we head over here.
Yeah. Who's this? Is this the guy we have to kill?
Oh, he already got here? Holy fuck.
I love it.
So every single planet has an assassination node.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, if you do it like with somebody. I don't expect a brand new player to get to this boss that fast. I feel like most, like especially on the first day, they'll be exploring, doing like some random shit and whatever. But he's like very targeted because he has like a Sherpa.
I just want to see if you can figure out how to kill him.
Oh, he has a special mechanic or something?
I'll keep all the ads down. But you can see the boss marked on your map.
He doesn't have a weapon. He doesn't have a good weapon for this though. He has the fucking crossbow. The fuck is he gonna take this down? Even if he knew the mechanic, he wouldn't be able to. And he doesn't have the damage, even if at least that's, I think.
He's the like diamond looking mark.
I see him, yeah. Okay, so just standard damage doesn't seem to really work. He just kind of beat my ass in the club. Okay, he has... I just fell off the map. Is it this thing? The thing like on his shoulder?
It's shiny.
Is that it? Oh my god, I just got my ass beat. Hold on. Okay, thank you.
That is indeed it.
Nice.
So we'll
Okay.
shoot his shoulder when it's glowing.
Oh, it has to be when it's glowing. I see.
Yeah, it's got to be opened up.
Ah, can I melee it, or do I only have to shoot it?
You can melee it.
I believe it's just shooting it.
Gotcha. Okay.
You can melee it.
If you oh nice. Okay.
That'll be the first third.
Not with a regular melee, but you can melee it.
Oh, it changes.
Yep. So now it's a different piece.
Like a glaive throw, you can do it.
Okay, now he's glowing again.
A little more obvious piece.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
think I
get him.
Aim.
Components. So it'll be the Ember. We actually all get the same thing.
Gotcha.
So you should see that you now have the Ember Neuroptics blueprint.
So in order to get the Ember Warframe, we need multiple pieces, and each piece is a blueprint made up of more pieces.
You can get both of these materials, and you
True.
do have, and you already have the polymer bundle, and you have the neural sensor.
Yes.
So you can, if you wanted to, you can grind out and you can craft the Ember Neuroptics.
I may.
Not really a point to doing that right now, because you also need to get the Ember Systems blueprint and the Ember Chassis blueprint.
See, this is why, like, I don't like telling new players about this. I let them figure this out on their own. This sounds like so much work. It really isn't. Like, you can get this done in, like, 30 minutes. Okay, but this sounds like a lot. Like, oh my god, I have to kill this boss 2 more... Obviously, he's under-geared. I have to kill this boss 2 more times, hope to get the right components. Then I have to grind the materials to craft this. Then I have to wait 12 hours, and then it's like I have to buy the blueprint from the market and then use the blueprint from the market, and then it's gonna take me 3 more days. It's like, oh my god, man, like fuck that. I don't want to play anymore. This is why you don't do this. This is why you don't like hold the hands of the player. Let them realize this on their own, because by the time they realize this, you're gonna have a lot of materials. They're gonna have like random blueprints of like random bosses that they killed, either by doing some random missions or whatever. Also, you get some free warframes from the Warframe quest, like for example Titania, kind of free. I mean, not really, but like you just have to like scan some shit, right? It's like not that bad, right? Umbra Excalibur, that is free as free gets, okay? So you get some like free warframes here and there, and by the time you get to that point where you're like, okay, I want to try this other warframe, and you invested like a week into the game or whatever, and it's like, oh my god, I just saw somebody in this public game, he was using this warframe that was just fucking flying forward, and it's like, oh yeah, that was Gauss. Okay, how do I get Gauss? Oh, okay, I have to go to do this boss, whatever, and it's like, it doesn't seem as bad anymore when you have a goal. Now, he doesn't really care about Ember, but telling him about Ember and what it takes to get Ember, oh my god, man, it's too much.
And then craft all of those that you can put the Neuroptics, the Chassis.
Yeah, like just look at his expression, man. It's too much.
And that will give you Ember.
Or I could just spend 250 platinum. What is ephemera?
Yes, or you can just You can pay your way through. I don't recommend. Takes away from your experience with the game, but honestly, I feel like most new players will fall into that trap, because it's like, well, like fuck this few hours of grinding, because they're new, they don't know, right? I might as well just buy it. Now, obviously, it's still gonna take you 3.5 days to craft, but yeah.
Mean.
Ephemera is like an aura, basically.
Yeah, my
So
favorite.
Some of them are like
There it is, Kaminari.
It is cool that I own this. This is the one for the 12-year anniversary, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Which players can
Don't like it,
access
yeah.
right now by logging in.
Smooth, Mac. Smooth. Oh, look, this is the one you have. The tails, right?
I do have the tails.
Oh,
The tails is great.
dude.
That's an easy purchase. It's only 70 plat too. So if you double click that,
double click. Can I change the color of the tails though?
you can change the color of anything.
Ah,
So if we purchase
okay. All right, I'm gonna purchase it. Yeah.
that, yep. Top
No,
Yeah,
Kaminari is better. Kaminari is better.
Now-
Good call. Oh, there's
There
wow,
we
there's
are.
so many.
There's quite a few.
Holy
Hold up.
lord. Oh my god. Okay. You could literally spend all day.
There are community-made customizations in the bottom right, and if you click on them, you can
Oh.
Yeah, you can see like what other people have made, and you can actually, if you own the stuff, you
I did not know that, by the way. I did not know that.
can click
Oh
apply
my god! And then you can just kind of
and it will just
wow.
copy and paste it over to you.
Yeah, if you
Dude,
if you
that
own it though.
is fire! Wow, I had no idea that the
Yeah, the patching is pretty
customization
intense.
went this deep.
I have to show your wife my Atomocycle.
Oh, what is that?
Why does his cycle change the appearance and mine doesn't? It pisses me off. My Atomocycle, whatever it's called, my bike only changes appearance in 999. It doesn't change appearance outside of 999, and I don't understand why.
Dude, what in the name of
Yeah,
Christ?
you can use an ability and you can like backflip off of it and like set it
Whoa!
flying and then it
Does it
blows up.
explode? Yeah, I was to say, but I hope it
Yeah.
explodes.
People come in and ask me all the time, like, hey, I just started Warframe, like,
Yeah.
what should I do? And the correct answer is, like, whatever's speaking to you.
Sure.
There's 10 different apps.
I'd say the correct answer is just follow the main quest line. Like, I like the answer of whatever's speaking to you, but at the same time, what if nothing speaks to you? You know, it's like, cause like, there's a lot. There is a lot. Right? Obviously, like, yeah, if you find something like that is like, oh my god, man, I just discovered that I have a skateboard here and I just want to fucking play with a skateboard. Yeah, that's fine, obviously, right? But like, if you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, follow the main quest line.
Avenues that you can go down in the game at any
Because
given point.
following the main quest line will unlock the stuff that you might find more interesting. Such as, you're gonna get the archwing, you're gonna get the skateboard, you're gonna get the bike, you're gonna get a new Warframe with fantastic fucking half-built mods already, right? You're gonna discover the mech, you're gonna discover the railjack, you're gonna, like, the main quest line just opens up your horizon. So if you don't know what to do yet, nothing speaks to you, keep doing the main quest line, maybe something will. You know, like, maybe you just want to go ahead and do only railjack because railjack is super fucking fun.
No matter how confusing it gets, or no matter how like directionless you're feeling, if you are vibing with it, I would encourage you to stick with it.
Ew, Toshus persists in the alternate future. Gross.
At the very least, until
that's
the
good.
second dream quest.
So much to consider and think about. Good lord. Mac ended up giving me a lot of quality advice, and I'm really grateful he was there to teach me. After the stream, I went down a small rabbit hole, and I gotta be honest, the entire community just seems like a real good time.
Oh, it's giving me a migraine.
My wife left.
So this is just kind of showing all of the UI system.
Crumb Guzzler.
It says Crumb Guzzler.
Yep, Crumb Guzzler, yep. This is the UI team's...
I love that they're not politically correct when it comes to this shit. You know, it's like they're still people and they're just enjoying... It's like, yeah, that's just funny, bro. It's like, this guy's like, oh my god, we're showing this on... Yeah, bro, it's for gamers by gamers, man. Just fucking whatever. It's fine. It's funny, whatever. They're not ashamed that it's funny. Immature,
Since
but
the
funny.
stream, here are some
Oh
updates.
my
I've acquired the Ember frame, and because of
Minus 700, baby. Let's go.
reasons, I'm never swapping off it. That being
Yeah.
said, though, feel free to show me your favorite Warframe fashion on Discord. I'm kinda into it. Also, I'm still practicing bullet jumping, although I think it's very clear I still have a long way to go. In
No,
short, though,
looks
if
fine,
you're interested
actually.
in fun build crafting, stylish Warframes, or the most insane movement tech I've ever been a part of that I'm still trying to figure out, you should 100% check it out. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Did he make, let's see, Fallout plays? Let's see if he has, what's his latest video? There was the other guy, Astacross or whatever, who was playing, and then he went back right into Destiny, and like I haven't seen a Warframe video from him since. Look, it looks like Fallout is the same thing. Is this Destiny 2? This looks like Destiny 2, right? Yeah. tried Warframe, Destiny 2. Yeah, so it's like, see what I mean? Like he's not gonna get hooked. Now again, maybe just his content's around Destiny 2 and he's just gonna play Destiny 2 no matter what because that's what his community is built around. Though based on like the comments in his section, a lot of his community who watching for Destiny 2 also play Warframe. So like yeah, but like again, I know the purpose of the sponsorship is not to get him to play Warframe, it's to introduce Warframe to his community. But I feel like many people who play Destiny 2, who are not streamers, already played or tried Warframe or gave it a shot. So I don't know how effective this is. I don't have the data. But it feels like a lot of these Destiny 2 streamers that play Warframe just quit. Now you got Mactix, who I believe just went full out. Then there is Million or fuck, what was his name? Myelin Gaming, something like that. I think he's Australian. He went hard on Warframe, right? He's like streaming Warframe, he's trying it out. Now I'm not saying he's gonna stick with it, but like at least he's giving everything a shot. He looks like he quit after this stream, right? So as expected though, I mean again, like this is why I just don't believe in holding people's hands. Also again, he got gifted a lot of shit. Maybe he's playing it on his free time. I don't know. Maybe he's just playing on his free time. But yeah, he like I don't know if he got gifted, but like he had 2,000 plat out of nowhere when you only start with 50. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I do want more people to try Warframe for sure. It's not that I want Destiny 2 to fall off completely, but I would rather Destiny 2 feel the competition that is Warframe. Because right now their numbers are too similar. But it's like their numbers are they're not similar. Destiny 2 has like twice the player base, I believe. Where is it? Steam charts. Destiny 2. And again, Destiny's not solely on this. So 30,000 and Warframe. And Warframe is only on Steam, I believe. Yeah, 54. And Destiny 2, I believe, is also on... how many launchers? How many different launchers does Destiny 2 have? Outside of Steam. Is there any way to launch Destiny 2 from launchers? I'll pay from Steam, but I do have several DLCs in Epic Games. Yeah, so yeah, because, yeah, like Epic Games and stuff like that. Does Epic Games charts, do they have stuff like this? Like a Steam chart? I wonder. That doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not checking for Epic. Maybe there is, but like... but yeah, as far as I know, like from my memory, so I don't know if this is true now, but like from my memory, Destiny 2 had like 100,000 compared to like the 50,000 that is Warframe usually, so that's like 2x basically. The fuck is this? So yeah, but like I feel like it doesn't feel like the competitive pressure that it should be getting from Warframe, because in many regards, now there are stuff that Destiny 2 does way better, right? It's like it has the raids and all that stuff. I think the way strikes work in many ways feels more appealing than the way many of the missions in Warframe feel. right? A lot of times you go into a public, like, I don't even know exactly how to say this, but the fact that like strikes have like the boss at the end or stuff like that. I don't remember if every strike has a boss. I just remember the ones that I remember have the boss at the end. You go through like, you know, pretty much a kind of like a 3-phased strike, like 3 layers. I don't know, there's like an above ground, then you go lower, and then you go lower, and then there's a boss fight at the end. Feels more like you're doing something impactful kind of thing versus like many of the missions you do in Warframe. Right? So there are many things in my opinion that Destiny 2 does better, but and they're not the same game completely, right? But they're the same genre, and I feel like Warframe has more to offer in a different way, but it does lack in the feel of variety, right? Like it doesn't feel as high variety, or there's not as big of a distinction, probably better way to say it. There's not as big of a distinction between the missions in Warframe versus how it feels in Destiny 2, like where like going into the open world, like just going to a plant and just roaming, feels very different to a mission, which by the way, bounties and missions feel very different, sure. And then you have the raids, and then you have like the special events, then you have the collectibles that you can do on like specific planets, right? It's just the distinction between each content in Destiny 2 feels very different from the game style of Warframe, where even though the goal of a mission may be different, it still feels like you're doing something very similar. Like for example, Exterminate and Survival are by definition very similar gameplays. However, what do you do in an Exterminate and a Survival? Just blow everything up. You know, like the faster the better, right? It's like Exterminate, just the faster you kill everything and move towards the exit, the faster you get out of there. Survival, the faster you blow everything up, the more percent, you know, like survival capacity you have, like the time that's running out. And it just, even though you're doing 2 very different things in order to succeed, they don't feel that different. I don't know what else to describe it, right? Defense and survival also feels very different, because in defense, you stay in stationary by like the same place to defend it, and then you have survival where you usually stand by the, what do you call it? By the capsule that would recharge you by 30%. You stand next to it, or you find a big room and you just stand there and all the mobs come to you. Shit like that, where it's just like completely different mission types. Gameplay extremely similar. And I feel like the Destiny has a better way of distinction, or a better distinction between the activities, whereas Warframe kind of feels very similarly in all of them. Even an Eidolon hunt, it has its own mechanics. For some reason, the game style feels very similar to an Exterminate, right? When like they're completely different, but I don't feel like I'm doing something much different in a sense. I don't know how to describe it, right? It's like, yeah, I'm flying around doing this and doing that, yeah. But like the feel of the game is very similar, right? So I don't know, maybe that. Honestly, but what does feel different would be something like doing Duviri, right? Like that is unique to its own thing, which eventually becomes a very similar. Like the end goal of Duviri, you're still gonna feel very similar in a sense. But yeah. Anyways, that's the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I gotta go to the washroom. She's kind of hot, but I think she's like super built, right? Anyways, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna stand for this. I'm gonna stand for this one. Time is it? Ooh, 3 p.m. So watch this. Right. I want to watch this. This part here. I don't remember exactly what it is. Let me see where this
faith
was.
in, like, it's just been mainstream media, government officials, individuals within government, the system, a sense of sort of trust and faith in, like, it's just
Try to
been
remember.
mainstream media, government
Something
officials,
here I want to watch.
individuals within government, the systems, NIH, CDC, WHO, you know, every single organization,
I think I remember
every
what
single individual within them. It's this odd sort of conflagration of individual uselessness and systemic sort of incompetence that's just been shown over and over and over again. And then we ask questions about, you know, why have you got a populist, more populism on the rise? Why is it that
Okay, yeah, that's where it was then.
individuals within government, the systems, been mainstream media, a sense of sort of trust and faith in power, someone who should 10 to 20 years has been a very inescapable regular face planting of people who should be knowledgeable in
There's like nowhere to start this video because like he goes on like a pretty big tangent. I don't want to make this too big of a video, but it's like his point starts like somewhere around here. So yeah, Chris Williamson had Rory Stewart on, and Rory Stewart, I guess, had something in politics, but he talks about how like the inside of politics looks like, and it's, dude, it's literally as we suspected. It's fucking high school, if that. Okay, maybe it's middle school. It's all about like gossiping and just like talking bullshit. Anyways, I'll let them talk about it and offer the commentary that I think about. But honestly, this is like, where is that video? Where is that video that I made, man? Now, I'm not saying this is this has been different before, but can politicians go back to being adults, right? Literally. And like they just don't feel like adults, and now we can get a little glimpse of like why they don't really feel like adults.
Of people who should be knowledgeable, in power, someone that you're able to give a sense of sort of trust and faith in. Like, it's just been mainstream media, government officials, individuals within government, the systems, NIH, CDC, WHO, you know, every single organization and every single individual within them. It's this odd sort of conflagration of individual uselessness and systemic sort of incompetence that's just been shown over and over and over again. And then we ask questions about, you know, why have you got a populist, more populism on the rise? Why is it that people are turning to certainty as a proxy for expertise as opposed to expertise as a proxy for expertise? Well,
and honestly, like he says in a very nice way, but I think it's a lot more similar to that. Why do people just not trust the government? Right? Why are people like exiting this whole like, you know, like why isn't everyone voting? Why do they not care? Why, like me for example, personally, like a politician is a politician. Like some might, you know, have better values that fit my thing, like my ideals. But like in reality, it's like I can't even think of a politician as not being corrupt. And I think honestly, in many ways, this is also like why many people like Donald Trump, because he wasn't a politician. He wasn't talking like a politician. He wasn't painting like a pretty picture or whatever. He was saying it how it is. He was like brutal about it, right? Like the whole like what do you call it? When he had the presidential debate. Was it presidential debate at that point? With Hillary Clinton, when she says that, you know, it's a good thing that Donald Trump is not in office, and it's like, yeah, because you would be in jail. That's not a politician right there. And that's what people loved about it, that he wasn't a politician, that he's different from the corrupted bullshit that they know. Show me any movie where a politician is the good guy. you know, where it's like you see a movie and it's like you're following like this. Let's say this Steve. Fuck it. Take Prison Break, right? Take Prison Break. The good guy is the one who is in jail, and the bad guy is the one who's running for office. Okay, like it's like it's the most standard narration in so many movies and films, and I feel like, and the reason it's so popular and the reason those movies and series made money is because on some deeper level people agree with this. It's not like pure fantasy. It's to the point where it's like they see it and they kind of agree with it. It's like, yeah, this is what I feel like has been going on with politics. Like, these guys are fucking corrupt, crooked pieces of shit, right? How is this person who's supposed to be making 120,000 a year have $20 million and like 6 houses and 2 yachts? That makes no fucking sense, right? But they're a politician. So it's like, people can do, even if they can't do like the math because they have too many variables to consider, they can see that something here doesn't add up, right? So yeah, like how can you trust the government when you can't trust your politicians to not be fucking thieves, basically, or like not be like criminals, or like doing some shady shit? And again, I don't think you can be in politics to begin with if you're not willing to do shady shit, because a lot of stuff that will happen that has to do with politics will have to be done outside of the public eye. I think like it's kind of like comes with the territory. I don't think politicians can be too upfront with everything that is going on. I think it can create unnecessary panic. You just supposed to trust your politicians to do the right thing, even the hard thing. But that is not the world we live in, right? Right now we are scrutinizing our politicians, rightfully so, by the way. We're scrutinizing them, we're holding them to account all the time, and honestly, the only reason we're doing this is because they've been fucking up so hard for so long that is pretty much why. It's like, if you, as a politician, lost the trust of the people, and many politicians have lost the trust of the people, that's what happens, right? People are just not gonna trust you, and even if you're gonna do all the right things and say all the right things and get the proper results, people will be like, yeah, but you're still a politician. You probably gained something out of doing it. It's like, oh, it looks like you're doing something nice for me, but actually, I know you did for yourself. Right? It's like people just don't have trust in their politicians anymore.
In a world that's chaotic, where you really struggle to find trust, someone that comes along and says, this is the way it is, this is the solution, all of the chaos that's out there, I can wrangle it into a couple of different variables. Why? That's seductive. It gives you this sense, oh, finally, someone can tell me how this works, because I know that we messed up in Afghanistan, I know that we messed up in Iraq, and I know that we messed up with COVID, and I know that we messed up with the blah, blah, blah. It doesn't surprise me.
No, you're right. And but I guess there's part of us that I mean, we're also smart, and we also know that people who come to us and say, I'm going to sort it all out, don't worry, there are 2 things we need to do, it's all going to be fine, are generally bullshitting us. And
yeah,
I think one of the challenges, I've just written, I was a politician for 10 years, and I've just written a book which in the US is called How Not to Be a Politician, because it's about trying to describe why politics doesn't work. And a lot of this is about understanding that we don't think about politicians the way that we think about people in our own families, or the way we think about somebody we might be in a business with.
Yeah.
You know, if you were running a small family.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in the 90s, obviously. I'm fucking old as shit. And the way I used to view politicians is like I put politicians back then on a pedestal. Like, these are the smart people, they are running things, they know what they're talking about. But it turns out they are actually, how he is about to describe it, the drunk uncle that doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, but he talks about with confidence. And everyone just has to sit there and listen because he's drunk.
Pizza restaurant. And the person that you had as your manager spent their whole time standing up saying, look, I don't know anything about pizzas, but I got this. This are the 2 things we're going to do.
Yeah, that's speak nicely.
You'd get a bit fed up, right? You'd begin to wonder about what's going on. In fact, a lot of our politicians kind of remind me of sort of kind of unreliable uncles in our families that we're aware of. These kind of bullshitting figures that kind of float in and out, usually having got themselves into horrible debt.
That's if my cousin watches this video, just so you know, he's talking about me as an uncle.
With chaotic family lives, holding forth at the family dinner table very confidently.
When you have a kid.
I don't know whether you saw the episode, but I had Dominic Cummings on the show recently. And he gave, what would you say, a less than flattering assessment of the competence level inside of government. There's
this is the crux of the matter. This is the crux.
People will be promoted to the level of competence that they're maxed out at, and then no further, which is why everybody that gets promoted eventually ends up sucking at their job. And it just, we watch shows like The Thick of It, or Veep, or whatever, West Wing, and you think, hey, that's a dramatization of it. But then to realize that the real world
it's not much different,
maybe more accurately represented by a sitcom than it is by the news. You just draw the line for a second between, try to explain to me, as somebody that's seen both the inside and the outside of government, why is it not attracting more competent?
This is, I think this is a question that needs to be asked for the sake of the podcast, but I think it's extremely easy to know why it's not attractive for most people. It is not a good job to have. Rory's gonna be talking about, obviously, but it's just such a bad job to fucking have. If you are competent, you're gonna make more money. Like, if you're competent what it is that got you elected, you are probably gonna make more money doing that thing that got you elected than actually being elected to politics, right? With a lot less fucking social problems, with a lot less harassment. Like, politicians get harassed all the time, in public, in private, death threats to them, to their family. Is it really? What happened to that beautiful hair? Dude, man. It got too hot. It was choking me at night. It was up to here, approximately, and it was just fucking choking me at night. It is bad. It is bad. But yeah, also, like, honestly, I could never wear hats. Now I can wear a hat because of the long hair. So yeah, it's it's a change. It's a change. It feels good too. But yeah, I'm gonna start growing it out again. But I usually grow my hair and I donated it and then I cut it off. I usually don't cut off this much, but yeah, I just grow my hair and donate it.
Upwardly mobile, sort of aggressive, go-getting people. Like, is this something that's systemic? Is it due to the constituent parts? Is it the pool that they're drawing from? What's going on?
I think there's two things. I think one of them is the quality, as you say. It's a pretty horrible job. It's an extremely unpleasant, poorly paid job where if you're a public politician, you're being abused on social media all the time.
Yeah.
You're working very, very long.
I don't have like, as far as I know, I don't really have a bald spot either. I have like something here that looks like a bit of a scar kind of thing, but yeah, as soon as like it grows to like maybe like 2-3 inches, like can't see anything anymore. The problem is I get like a mini Jufro going on though, until it's like long enough. So
long hours, a pretty horrible job. It's an extremely unpleasant, poorly paid job where if you're a public politician, you're being abused on social media all the time. You're working very, very long hours and people are very angry with you all the time. It's very demotivating.
It really sucks being a politician.
But I think this
to an extent, I also want to be a politician, like, but not to the extent that I actually want to be a politician, if that makes sense. Right, just like being in a position of being a politician and trying to like make the government make sense to people, like just like fucking do what people actually want and not just what like I want, like being an honest politician. I would not be a very successful politician because I want to be an honest politician. But I also don't want to put in the work to become an honest politician. And honestly, I don't even think it's worth it or it's even possible to be an honest politician. So, there's that. But anyways, basically, like, yeah, this is basically what I want to talk about. There's one more thing here. Oh man, I wonder if, don't remember where he says it, but basically where he says that's like, and do give this video a watch. It's a really, really interesting podcast. But he basically says that it's like if you walk onto a meeting with politicians, like after like, you know, like they go to the coffee place where they're all sitting and talking, and you try to actually talk to them about something serious, they look at you weird. Like they're like, what is wrong with you? Like, bro, all we want to talk about is like who got harassed by the media last week, who fucked up, and who is a laughing stock, you know, yada yada yada, and just gossiping, and nothing gets done. If you want to talk to them about like something serious, it's like, bro, what's wrong with you? It's as if like the politicians are like the jocks at the, you know, at the school, and it's like anyone who's like talking about anything other than sports and hot chicks is like retarded. Right. He goes over this, I believe, like around like 10 minutes. But yeah, and it's like, bro, what is wrong with politicians? And it's like, that's pretty much why nothing gets done. Because they're fucking, like, they're just in high school, man. Like, a lot of your politicians are not actually adults. They're just in high school. Yeah, that's just, I just want to talk about it a little bit. I don't want to drag this on more than it has to be, but like I don't know where you go from this with politics, like how you build trust again. Where right now the most trustworthy person would be Trump, and let's be real, not the most trustworthy person if you look at his history of businesses, right? But like it's just that it got that bad where it's like your best bet is somebody like Trump. I'm not saying he's an evil person, whatever, but like he did what he had to do in the name of business, and that's also like a shady business. Like not shady, but like necessarily, but like you also do stuff that are like not politically correct. So yeah. Wilson, brother, are you excited for well, probably not PoE2, but are you excited for Last Epoch, brother? Or are you still playing Walson? Didn't they killed the game, right? They're working on a new game now? Server shut down online character conversion, yeah, whatever. But isn't the studio, what's the name of the studio? Dude, this game has so much potential, man. And it looked really fucking good. I played more than I thought I would did. Damn. Let's see. Wait. Oh yeah, I'm using Opera. That's why. Walson Studio. Who made the game? Not Walden. Walson. Jesus. Walson. Walson may customize your appearance. Is that their name of the studio? It's the Walson Studio. And develop powerhouse of over 100 talented individuals dedicated. Okay, it is the Walson Studio. About press contact. In-game studio, yada yada, mission, yada yada. But this game had so much potential, man. But like so many abandoned features, in my opinion. Like this didn't play as much of a role. Like this is like you turning into like that angel or demon should have been way fucking stronger later on. Should have scaled with your items too. Man, really, really sucks. Walson Studio next game announcement. I think they were announced, right? Walson Studio teases new game project Pantheon, blending RPG and extraction gameplay in dark fantasy. Explore unique afterlife, battling in dynamic PvPvE. Ah, man, the concept PvPvE is. I don't know, man. I don't know. To order and collect loot. This is literally like I guess the idea is Diablo 4's PvP area, which no one ever goes to. So I don't know, man. Like, this looks like trying a player-driven economy in this free-to-play game. The PvPvE, though. Teethers? Oh, they have a tree. These are true. I don't doubt their graphics, but like, graphics are probably gonna be fucking amazing because Wilson graphics are fucking top tier in my opinion. The feel was problematic on many abilities, but also I feel like the genre of PvPvE is just not as popular as people would have you believe. Like, yeah, you have the PvP fucking enthusiasts and stuff like that, but most people who play RPGs are playing it for the PvE. That's real. So yeah. Okay, and then what time is it? 3 p.m. Okay. This is the last thing I want to cover today. Huge new style reveals what people really want in a partner, and guess what? People don't know what the fuck they want in a partner. As we all know. Yeah. The accuracy of what you actually want in a partner is always gonna be fucked up. So yeah. Like, even like people who are like, oh, I just care about looks and stuff like that, even they didn't really care only about looks based on the study that they made. I honestly don't know. Like, this is probably the biggest, most recent study. Well, not the biggest total, but the biggest and recent study about men and women, what they want in a partner and stuff like that. And in many ways, it did make me think about a few things of, like, for example, women only care about the success of the man. Like, you know, if you need the man to make a certain amount of money, kind of thing, like, oh, I need to think about my future, men take care of me and whatever. And there is a part of that in the study that addresses it and how it shifted with the years, and how it means less now than it did back then. And I feel like that is probably stuff that, like, yeah, society definitely would impact, where it's like, if the woman can feel safe at all times, like, society just gonna take care of her, then do you really need your man to be such a hardcore provider? Like, you know, like a provider. Whereas, like, because women can work now and all that stuff, and they make their own money, and with enough government, if you get to a point, like right now we're not there, but if you get to a point where government assistance will be more than enough for pregnant women, right, to carry children and, like, to support them until they can get back to work, like, let's say in a couple of years, you know, I'm being very generous here, right, like super optimal conditions for the woman to give birth, right, then what would then be the requirement for the male partner in that kind of society where, like, you can completely support the woman without the men needing to be present, right? So how would that change? And vice versa, in a society where, like, yeah, you're gonna have artificial what do you call them, artificial uterus, right? Where you can inseminate an artificial humerus. Jesus, not humerus. Uterus. When you inseminate an artificial uterus, would you then? What would be the purpose of the woman in a relationship? What would men look in a partner in that regard? Like, how much of what we want from our partner is dictated by society, and how much of it is dictated by actual what we want as a male or as a female? I think that was this talking about this study got me thinking about these things, where it's like, how much is, I don't want to call nature versus nurture, but like how much is society dictating the needs of your that you have for your partner versus how much do you innately as a man or as a woman want from your partner, like how important is certain aspects, right? And physicality obviously is one of them. Level-headedness, anxieties, and like all that stuff. Like there's a lot of like, I think it was like 56 different fields that they was it 50 maybe or 36? I don't remember. It was a lot like of different fields that they took into account in this study, and like people had to rank them from like one, the most desirable, to like whatever the number was, 36, let's say, to like the least desirable, right? And how much of that they got wrong. Like some people, got like sexy, which I don't even know what that means, but sexy was like number 9 for the men, and then turned out to be like number 36 or something, like, or like from 36 to 9, something like that. It was like a massive jump on one of the, I think it was sexy, I'm not sure, a massive jump from like what people thought they wanted and what they actually wanted when the study actually found out. So yeah, it's actually a pretty interesting study overall, but at the same time, from this whole thing, it's like, it felt like Red Pill, as much as we can hate it, Red Pill gets not all of it, but very many, if not majority. Well, sorry, majority, but I don't know if it's like a vast majority, like definitely more than 50%, but I don't know if it's more than 80% of the what men want from women. Red Pill gets like somewhere between 50 to 80% of it right, based on like kind of like what I heard from this talk. Like that's what I got, boiling down in my head. Anyways, let's listen to this part. Not too much. I don't remember if it was like 24 or whatever, but somewhere around here is like the important part I want to talk about.
Individual we're really getting at an individual psychology about the kinds of traits that really co-vary very strongly with good feelings about that partner, desiring that partner, and wanting to be with that partner. There are other lessons, and again, I'm now drifting away from this study a little bit, with respect to, okay, but if I'm trying to attract somebody in the first place,
yeah,
I think that's where, in many cases, people can find the Red Pill pretty frustrating, because if you feel like, well, I'm not attractive, or I don't have these traits that make me seem like I'd be a good lover, I'm at this major disadvantage.
So lover was one of the criterias there as well, and that was underestimated or overestimated, I believe, by like 7 points or something like that, what people thought. Which, by the way, lover goes with like many fucking ideas that you would have in your head what a lover means, like a good listener, like a good communicator, willing to try certain things, like shit like that. So this is like, everyone has an idea of what a good lover is, and then it's like how important that is to them. So yeah. And yeah, this part is talking about like the Red Pill. So Red Pill essentially is like, in Red Pill, or basically pickup community, your first impression is what matters. However, studies have shown, outside of this one, studies have shown that if you are in a repeat situation, this is mostly for men, right? In a repeat situation with a female that you are attracted to, right? And you are in that situation often, your first impression, like your appearance and stuff like that, start to matter substantially less over time. So as long as she's exposed to you, she starts to be more okay with you looking like even like the ugliest person in the world. It would not bother her as much. But the Red Pill community is all about first impression, how like looking as sharp as you can, looking fit, even if like you're not a very attractive person to begin with, having great communication skills, charisma, you are taking care of yourself as much as you can, like, like you still look like you're in shape, you're wearing good clothes, you're dressed appropriately, yada yada yada, all these stuff that like are literally like a first impression kind of thing. So it's like, even if you don't look the best, all of these things can add to the first impression, which is basically what the red pill says. But at the same time, if you don't have any of these, like you are broke, so you can't afford like a nice suit when you go out, right? You don't have time to work out based on like where you are in life right now, or like just don't have access to a gym, and I don't know, like you're like as hardcore introvert, and like you always find hard to talk to people. These things, which will not matter a lot to a woman in the long term, red pill tells you like this is what you need to fix. Which is like, it doesn't tell you how to get a partner, because what if like you're a shitty person, which is what it would be more important to a woman in the long term. But you being a shitty person is what gets you laid, right? Which is like kind of like what the pickup community red pill type thing was about, like getting you laid, even though a lot of people use that to get a partner. And like what you're working on to get laid is actually not as important to women if you want to be their partner for like long term. But and this is where like it's kind of conflicting, right? Because like, well, I can't make her my partner to begin with if I can't get with her to begin with, right? So it's like, how am I going to get her a partner, right? So it's like, this is where like it's a massive brain fuck for guys. I'm talking from a guy perspective. I'm sure women have something similar that they have a problem with.
And my usual response to that is like, look, in a setting where people are meeting for the first time, that is true. People reach consensus about attributes like attractiveness or being sexy, being confident. These matter in a first impression context. But where the blue pill comes in a little bit is that it says, but as people get to know each other, if you're in a context that is going to create some repeated interaction, consensus on those kinds of attributes tends to go down. So over time, we start to disagree more and more about who's attractive and who's not. So for somebody who's not conventionally attractive, for somebody who doesn't go into the party and, attract all the attention, what it means is that there are other avenues for you, but they have to be avenues where you actually get to know people over time, because some people's opinions will diverge.
Yeah. And this is where like club activities, like, not like club like partying, but like activities where you are in the presence of other people, specifically like if you're a man, you want to go to a club that has at least like a few women in it, right? So a running club, like I don't know, tennis, chess club, whatever, like some type of a social activity where you would be able to interact with people for long term, right? And again, that's why like if you have an interest, and this is like not dating advice, I'm fucking chronically single, okay? I'm just saying that it's like, the theory is, and I would agree with it just based on logic, is that if you go and expose yourself to people, so that came out very wrong, not like fucking expose yourself, but be in an environment with the opposite sex for long duration, your weaknesses that you think like, like, oh, I don't look good, I'm not attractive, yada yada, those become less relevant to them, and your personality becomes way more important. But if you're an ugly motherfucker and you just go to like bars and clubs and you try to like hit on girls, you're not gonna have as much success as you would to get a partner. Getting laid, probably you will be okay. But to get an actual long-term partner, like, you might want to try those avenues of like social interactions, of long-term social exposure. Thing is, right now we live in the digital age, and this is where I'm gonna like basically like what I want to talk about in this video. We are living in the digital age of like, Tinder and all that stuff, and we all seen the home math video of girls on Tinder, like they like 80% of girls want 20% of the guys, yada yada, whatever. Or like actually 100% of the girls want 20% of the guys, like 8, 9, and 10s. So if you don't fit into the 8, 9, 10, you can't really use stuff like Tinder, realistically speaking, right? This is why men develop the strategy of just like, right? Well, actually, this is like I'm swiping left, but like swipe right, 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 like without caring about who the woman is, right? You just keep swiping right. And like whenever you get a match, you're gonna check that match, right? Women can't do that because everybody swipe right on attractive women. If you're an ugly dude, nobody swipes right on you. So if you're looking for a partner and you are not an attractive man, maybe change your strategy. Don't use stuff like Tinder. Don't like just go to clubs. You can still do that because it doesn't like if you're like going to clubs, go to clubs. That's fine. If you have Tinder, it doesn't take a lot of your time. You can still do them, but don't expect that to like give you the results you're looking for. It would be nice if it does. Not very likely. Okay, all of the dating sites kind of like prove that if you're not an attractive guy, not going to be very successful. Chris over here would be very successful, okay? Very good looking man. Me, I would not be very successful, okay? I wasn't very successful when I used Tinder and stuff like that. And I used to look way better than this, and I wasn't very successful. Not, way better. I mean, like right now I'm a 2. I used to be like a 3 or a 4, okay? So don't count on, if you're not an attractive man, don't count on those things. Go and find like an interest that you have and find a group that does that. You are way more likely to find a partner that way. And if you go to a certain group that does the thing that you like to do, but there are no hot women there, or like you don't find anyone attractive or whatever, find another group, okay? Right? Like, I know it sounds weird. It's like, oh, I'll just go here. Like, don't go to these places just to meet women, but try to combine the two, right? It's like, desperate times call for desperate measures, but it's like, what else are you gonna do, right? It's like, let's say you like working out, so there's like stuff like F45 or like Orange Theory, right? I don't know if it exists in the US and like Europe or whatever, but in Canada we have F45 and Orange Theory, which is basically a group exercise thing. Dude, most of the people who go to like these group exercise things are women, okay? And not necessarily single, but there is a good chunk of them that are single, or even if they're not single, they might have friends that are single, okay? So, if you're a bad looking guy and you're into fitness, sign up to like one of those like fitness classes, you're gonna meet women there all the time, literally, right? I can't tell you about other classes. I'm assuming tennis is gonna be similar, but you tend to not play with chicks when you're playing tennis, as far as I know. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, the whole point here was that, strategize how to get women. Don't just use red pill or black pill. Black pill is like even worse in a sense because it's just like, don't think about women, just business, business, business. Red pill is just like, well, just be confident and like, just be confident, basically, like what it is. Try look at the best you can with what you have and try to be confident. Honestly, look, again, it goes a long way, but fake it till you make it doesn't feel good as a whole. And if you want, and again, I'm talking about like long-term partners. If you just want to bang, then yeah, red pill is for you. Straight up. If you just want to bang chicks and you don't care about anything, you just want to get your dick wet, yeah, pickup artistry and red pill is for you. Right. There are other good things about red pill, obviously, of like, and again, like people are going to be like, oh, well, red pill doesn't stand for that. Like men go their own way is also red pill. Well, Passport Bros is also red pill, technically, right? And it's like, red pill encompasses a lot. I was talking specifically about the pickup genre of red pill, because that's essentially what it is. The pickup industry, man, those were like fucking hilarious times. The pickup genre became the red pill, right? And red pill is a very broad, it's a very fat pill, okay? It used to be a tiny pill from the Matrix, now it's a very fat pill, okay? And encompasses a lot. Men go their own way. Then you have the Passport Bros, then you have the pickup artistry, then you have just the religious aspect of it, and it's like, I'm talking about the pickup thing, right? I'm talking about like long-term relationship. Why should you take my word for it? Don't. I'm talking about this study specifically and my opinions from my experience in life as an ugly dude. Okay? So yeah, that is it. Let me know what you think and argue with me about this. This is one of my favorite topics. This and common sense politics are probably my two favorite topics to talk about. So if you want to argue with somebody, if you got something to say in the comments, I will more than likely reply. I love replying. Here's where's this guy? I think we had like how many now? 15. Like so like eight or so replies that I've made to this guy talking about common sense politics. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Alright. Okay, good. That's all I want to cover for this week. Next week is gonna be some other shit. Now I got videos for the rest of the week. Now we can play a little bit. Let's do it. Gonna have to edit it later, but yeah. Alright. Do I dare see how bad this is? No. Which one is... World is the newer one, right? Not newest. Newer. No, Rise would be the newer one then. Yeah, I guess Rise would be the newer one then. Because this guy is in Final Fantasy XIV in Bloodstorm, Stormblood? Bloodstorm? BST or STB? STB, Stormblood. Okay, so this guy's in Stormblood. Stormblood was released 2015 or something like that. And I know one of the Monster Hunters, or 2017 actually. Yeah, 2017 actually. And Monster Hunter, one of them was released during Shadowbringers or approaching even like Endwalker, which means World has already needed to exist at that point. So Rise is the newer one. So I haven't played Rise yet. But man, I can't stand the combat. It feels so fucking clunky. I don't doubt this is a good game. It's just the combat feels clunky to me. I don't know. Oh my god, bro. 13 days, man. No, sorry, 11 days. 11 days, bro. Oh my god. What day is that? 11 days. 17 is Thursday. Fuck, I'm working Friday. Why am I working Friday, man? How can I make this happen? Thursday, I'll be home at like 4:30. Is there even a point streaming Last Epoch the day of? First of all, I'm pretty sure the servers are gonna crash, so maybe I might as well start on Friday. But then Friday, I'm probably not sleeping 18th to 19th. I am probably not sleeping here. So I come back from work on the 18th, and then we just... I'll have to hit the gym then. And I'll definitely be tired Friday because of work. Oh, man. How you do these? How do I do these? Oh, well. It is. Alright, let's play some Warframe. I got a couple hours, so I'm gonna start finally working on getting a coda weapon. I'm gonna have to do it solo, I guess. Is there any... There's no reason to do that in Steel Path, right? I can just do it normal. I think. Yeah, I'll do it normal. Fuck it, whatever. And I didn't change my Parazon for them yet. Gotta do that too. the eyes of my peers.
Just being real, if I had to choose between performing and producing, I'd choose producing every time.
Cool. Good to know. Okay, so it's not this guy. So it's not 44. Not 4. Try Trojan. Warm away. Drive duster. Trojan tracker. Soft safe. Keep clean. Computer cop. Bite rep. Computer cop. Just. This is the most unlikely 90s pop group to ever exist. There's no way there's an Asian and a black dude in a 90s pop band. You can have either or, you can't have both. Most of the time, you would have neither. it was full on white. Oh, good. Alright, I'm gonna do this solo, bolo. Exterminate, good. Oh wait, I have some... I didn't talk to them today? Oh shit. My Tron bike. Through the eyes of my peers. It's probably gonna be faster.
Charges will get you inside, but you gotta be quick. They're rigged to self-destruct.
Why does she always sound very different when she talks in the mission versus like in the cinematics? I always found that kind of weird. Claws, radiation, critical damage. What? I don't think I've had this one. Do I have this? Oh my god. Radiation, critical. And claws is. I honestly. My favorite build by far in Elden Ring is claws. I love claws. Claws is the shit, man. I literally just want to make a playthrough and just play claws again. But the problem is, the only way to play claws realistically, well, not the only way, but like the main way to play it is with Bloodhound Step. It's really, really fun. Yo, maybe that's what I should do next week and just like do next week, dude. I would have had to do it this week. But yeah, maybe I should have done Shadow of the Erdtree. I honestly don't even know if I can stream it though, that's the problem. Maybe I just need to like play it without streaming and do like a recording of it. Because I have not played that game yet. And I really want to try it. But when would I ever get the chance in the next couple months, you know? Like it's not gonna happen. I know why I shot that shit. Hey, 2 of them? Oh, you're crazy, man. You're crazy, man. Hey, look who showed up. To the other one too? Where is he? Oh, he fell into the floor. Oh, there he is. Oh, I need to have the paras on. Alright. Not it either. Alright, alright. I got one. Oh well. Yeah, shit happens. Oh, found the exit. Oh, I forgot to check the thing. If there's exterminate with an avoid angel in steel path, because I'm running out of quills. Bro, they're just not gonna spawn? Like, what's going on? There we go. But like, why is there only like 4 of you? That's some bullshit, man. That's some bullshit. Usually they just run forward, no? Oh. We got some. Oh, now there they are. There they are. There they were. Oh my god. When will I get the coda? Never is the question. Never is the answer. Okay. So I got this guy now. Modify Parasol. It's not Trojan. Maybe it's the keep clean. That's great.
Creative industry, you're gonna have big wigs who think their subjective taste defines what's good.
Okay. This is what I'm supposed to do here. Health scrub. 2 chance, 25%. Oh yeah, we didn't talk to these assholes. Oh nice, finally, only like 2 left. Oh man. The difference what it is or what it wants. You and Laddie both do that, you know. You forgot to say hello. Most people would start with hello. Oh my god, just ignore. Wow. I was sitting here thinking to myself, you sexy, amazing, super smart, awesome, world-saving badass. I'm such a space cadet. I realized that I've never really asked you anything about Duviri. After all, I've dumped all the trauma bullshit that I realized I don't know anything about what got you here. Not really, not anything past lol. Alternate dimension loopy powers. As different as our pasts were. I feel like we actually have a lot in common. Can you narrow it down? I have a lot of history. It's not something like, I don't know. I turned to stories and fiction as a way to deal with my trauma. I was thrown into things I had no business being a part of and had to learn to cooperate technically. When I wasn't bored with the sermon, we sort of ran into the void, the man the wall came. My whole life has been me clinging to the back end of a screaming train because of the decisions of others. I just fight as hard as I can to keep my moral compass and my head above water, one day at a time. First the sermon, then the veer, then ballast, and then new war. Now this, one thing after another. Yikes! Now I feel like a shitheel for bitching about problems. Everybody's shit is relative. Guess so. But yeah, I guess we do have something in common. Hey, next time I have one of those nightmares, mind if I come yell, pull it into Hog Harbor? I feel like we'll both need one. Sure, whatever. Hello, our sweetest demon. Hi, Lizzie. I think I understand what you've been trying to do this whole time. You've been trying in your own screwed up, infested way to make Blair feel less lonely, haven't you? Their soul cries out for a sense of wholeness, for a sense of belonging. We love them more than we can put into words. Our whole being sings for them, like the ballads they write. We never meant to scare them, only to heal that which hurts them. I believe you, and it was very kind, right? Is there any sort of future where you don't act like a horrible soul-sucking monster? Are you willing to give up the idea of consuming their consciousness? This demon will never learn. Do you know what it's like? I was the girl who had it all. Take a breath. Go relax. Don't for everyone, you'll be okay. We've all lost something because of this bullshit. Look around. It's been hard for everyone. You'll be okay. I'll be okay when I can leave this year. You trapped me in the worst year of my life. Like I'm basically using you to get out of here. Whatever caused you to be like this is ruining your chance at real happiness. Go ahead, the sooner you're gone, the less sad I have to deal with. Oh, man. You can make me hate you. You can annoy me, sure, but that's not hate. If you need to think you're using us, go ahead. I'm going to help you somehow. When you figure it out, and you will, we'll still be here. When you find out, none of you will look at me the same. Sure. Must have been a hell of a time getting used to being here in the past. You gotta do what you gotta do. Dude, that is my sentence right there. Compared to the other things I've had to adjust to in my life, not really, kind of. But I've enjoyed. You gotta do what you gotta do. It is what it is would be the next one. Song of the Soldier right there. From what I can gather from the rest of the happy little band of freaks, you got sucked into Entradi's nonsense, same as us, if for real, different reasons. How'd you wind up getting mixed up with Entradi? I assume you came here looking for Rusalka and found Entradi instead? Yep, arrived at this mess somewhere early 1998, so before you arrived, Nessie refused to see us, couldn't get anywhere near her even. The whole city was already on lockdown. We only managed to get in because we had enough fake credentials and practice getting in and out of situations like this that we knew how to grease the right wheels. We came in as corporate sales reps looking to fix the supply chain for digital online sales. World might be ending, but people want their freaking free shipping. True. So Em and I end up with a shipping container full of the most random shit you can imagine, a bunch of bribe money and heavy weaponry. Typical day at the office. Who comes knocking on our door, offering us a connection to Nessie? Some random doctor that makes Em real nervous. I have a good instinct for things like this. But guess what else we got while we were looking for Nessie? A bad case of the old Tetsudo syndrome. Tetsudo. The what? Tekrot. Alright. Roddy treated us better than many of the other proto-frames we've met so far. I will give him that. He told us, quite bluntly, what it would do to us, offered us the choice. What he didn't tell us was that a goddamned void monster had taken our little girl already. No, he very conveniently left that part out, and by the time we recovered from our treatment, you had arrived to Holvania. And you know how things went from there. Yeah, front row seat. Always the best. Alright, cool.
Passion is what drives me. not just some desire for it.
Bye-bye. Alright, let's do this one, I guess, next. Hell Scrubs culture. What is that even? What is Hell Scrub? What the hell is a Hell Scrub, man? Oh, it's the survival. Okay. Oh, hello. Yeah, this is not the best one to do solo, I guess, huh? Yeah, probably not that bad, right? How bad can it really be? Interesting. Oh, I forgot to check. What's his name? Darvo deal, dude. Holy, that gave me a lot. What the fuck? Well, in that case, might as well just keep doing that. Then kill the monster dude. Hey, my friends are here. What up, though?
Music isn't for everyone, but we're proud of what we do. We bring people together.
Oh shit! Got one. Not the other one, I guess. Thank you. Oh. Nope, never mind. Thought I heard the pizza. I thought I heard the pizza, man. Eh. Don't really need it yet. I feel like this guy is not gonna turn fast enough at this rate. Holy fuck. Maybe I will. Come on. Okay, so it doesn't move the time forward or anything like that. I thought it does.
While Scaldra is distracted, I'm taking the opportunity to make some new acquisitions. Like this. Don't worry, I'll share. You've done enough. Marking extraction. I mean, you could do more, a lot more. You've really just done the minimum at this point.
Hey, money! We found the money! Where's the thing, though? Oh, heard it. There it is. Money, 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 money! And pizza, let's go.
Spore count is approaching terminally unfun levels. Activate another health scrubber.
Good shit. And the pizza, hell yeah. Arcane Hollows and pizza. Great success. And dude, this is probably like the most successful mission I've ever had from these assholes. Alright, back to viruses. Exterminate Legacytes. Okay, so we got that. So nothing to modify yet, I believe. Can you put these guys on? Ah, you can. Oh, so how do you... Okay, so antivirus found. Okay, but who am I... How does the other part work? Or do I have to like use more of these guys? Find out when I see them again, I guess. Oh, hold up. Okay, so not that. Okay. How do I do something like this and like this and this one?
Between the 5 of us, we have so much range to play with. Hard drives, deep voice.
Equip Ponzi mods to increase antivirus effectiveness. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. So these are the potency, right? Yeah. 10% disinfection and 10% chance. Disinfection, 15. 15. 15, 10. So 2 15s then? So 30%? Why is this one? Oh, it's how many charges, how much I can use. Okay, I see. It's charges, so like if I fail on the next one, then another charge will go down.
Comfy, shortchanging artists. Because artists rarely know the ins and outs of business. Well, I do. And I look out.
Oh. Wong. Okay, let's do sight. Kind of fast. Kind of. It's pretty fast. It's pretty fast. Not kind of. It's pretty damn fast. Yeah, it looks like they removed the text set, whatever. Is it outside? Oh snap! It's a 35mm film. Oh, let's take some pictures. Oh my god. Wow. Yo, leave her alone. Holy fuck, man. How are they even coming from? These bumbacluts. Ooh, and money. Let's go. And money. Let's see which one this is.
It is done.
It's this one.
Either flee to extraction now, or if you have it in you, ask Kalimos to find the next Legosite. Remember, the tech rot evolves quickly, and your next battle will be harder still.
Yeah.
Sweet Thora can see it. All that was taken from Albania and her people, funneled into this.
Whatever you say, girl. Whatever you say, man. Don't care. Do not care. Okay. They did not appear. Millie Doughty. Haven't done any of those yet. Let me peep a video. What's this? Natural self. Oh, natural cells. Nope. Wrong one. Wrong one. Hell scrub. Exterminate. Let's take the exterminates. 50%, 75%. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I mean, technically, I'm now at 75%, if we think about. Nah, actually, we're not. Nah. We are at... What's the average? Between 25 and 50? 38-ish? 37.5? Oh, Haku's gonna be done today too. Ooh, we're gonna get a Haku, we're gonna get the void damage, we're gonna get easier headshots. Whatever you said, brother. Look at that, found both of them already. Oh my god, we got it! Wow.
Techrod's proper pissed off. Hitters coming out of every nook and crook. I say,
Yep, helps with the exterminate. That's for sure, that's for sure. I need to kill all of these guys. It's gonna be a problem if I don't. Hey, look what it is! They made it.
I know our music isn't for everyone, but we're proud of what we do. We bring people together.
Word, 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 word. Alright, because I'm... yeah. Okay, so was it fully disinfected now? Is that what happened? Too late, I already died once.
you got the worst of it. Now come on home, fam.
Oh my god, it's a burger! Dude, I could go for fucking burgers right now. Oh my god, bro. I love burgers. Okay, so we got them. I think that was 100%, right? Now what? Ah, fuck. Ah, stupid leg. Okay, now what? Repair?
Look, in any creative industry, you're gonna have big wigs who think their subjective taste defines what's good.
Okay, tutorial. Leave antivirus mods to repair zone. Defeat do it in hours 999 to confirm the correct antivirus brand. Hasten disadvantage by applying potency. Okay, Technosite assist. Your Technosite coda will infest your warframes with the Technosite assist. Once infested, every completed 999 mission will enlarge the assist. Defeat the Technosite coda to disinfect your warframes. Use your railjack to pursue your Technosite coda and have the party of your lifetime. Nilvania Stadium. Earth Proxima. Right on. Hey, there it is. Level 100? Oh, no. Tech Rot is 100. Fighter level 23. Damn, bro. Damn. Let's get my first coda. I don't even know what it is. Yeah.
Unsolicited cacophony detected.
Cacophony.
Protesting. Put a boot through the speaker.
Ooh, what? It does look interesting. What fighters are they gonna have, though? I wonder. 2 hives and repel the invaders. Oh, lordy, they're already here.
I think solo artists get really lonely. Success can be isolated, but we got each other. We are burning. Deal with it. Dying. If you think me worth saving, please assist.
Now these guys ain't joking around, eh? What's this? Where is it?
Flames extinguished. An honor to serve.
Let's try the speaker. They have like a fucking speaker up there. Okay, let's see what's up. Yeah, whatever. Just going to something. Okay.
I've learned to tell the difference between honest criticism and straight up jealousy.
Yo, let me listen to this song, man. Come on. Did they have like a Nightwave?
All your artists are giving you trouble. Maybe the problem isn't with them.
How is it? All the way down. Buzzcut you look 10 years younger? Bro, I look like shit, but it's fine. I don't care. But thank you, thank you. Okay, now what?
Stadium vulnerable. Tool up. Crash the party.
Looks sick, I'm telling you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's crash the party.
It doesn't matter how much you know about the process if you don't have what it takes to pull it off. Look, what do you want? An interview? I'll give you 2 minutes, right now. Any questions you have that aren't about our personal lives, I'll answer.
Oh yeah, that's the massive thing. It's really, it's a lot of freedom now. Oh, it's the same guy that everyone has. Oh, never mind, it's all 5 of them. Bro, I can finally wear hats now, so I can actually play tennis and like have a hat on that can block the freaking sun. Avoid stage attacks or suffer damage. Oh man, that's cool. I think I'm cheesing it without knowing that I'm cheesing it because I'm using Titania, to be honest. I mean, you can probably just tank it too. Now what? Short beard and Buzz. Yeah, everyone looks the same now. Everyone's just doing Buzz and oh shit. That hurt. Oops, that's my bad. I was going for the blocky. That's what I was going for. Now what? Oh. Decide their fate. Convert or vanquish? Vanquish. I want to know what weapon I'm getting. I wish I would tell you the weapon though, like, well, during this decision, because I have no idea what I'm getting. It's nasty. Uh-oh. Where's the fire? Just above this? Really? Oh, damn. Alright. Hell yeah. Okay, so what did I get? What'd I get? Let's go to dojo. No. UFC Saturday, don't forget. Yeah, the 12th, I know. I know, man, I know. One more week. I'll get paid that weekend too, so I have money. Okay, so what did I get? And I just not get anything? Wait. Fuck. Did I not get a... Did I not get... Coda weapon? Okay, there it is. Jesus, man. Inbox. Love stuck. 12 heart cells. Oh, you just buy the weapon you want. Pressing eject on DJ ROM Beyond Creation Global 999. Orders recovered the following. Maybe Eleanor would be interested to see the live heart cells. Orders remains your biggest fan. Your loyal Cephalon Ordis. What is this love struck ephemera? Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Oh my god, an ephemera. Oh my god. Oh shit. Interesting. I can see it working on why does this have no color? On a Coolervo maybe. Oh, what's this? Prisma. Okay. Alright, so now if we go to 1999, where do I get them again? Is it from... It's from Flare? Did I get the Coda ones? I have no idea. Everybody to the party.
Still not dead. Everything I could scrape.
No, he has this thing. Dude, you need a lot of freaking heartbeats. Holy shit. And people crafted him the same day? What the fuck? And then we also have this. I'm assuming there's a way to just get these from something. Okay. This is not the go. Is it? Oh. Would it be here then? No, right? That makes sense. The fuck has the Coda weapons? Mirror. No, don't ask to date. Holy fuck, that would be a bad misclick. By the way, I do need to craft me a Sido 9. I don't know why I still haven't. Holy fuck, man. I can't believe I still didn't craft a Sido 9. Oh my god! Signature rifle is an ideal match for Forceful Gunner. Gunners a precisely timed reload, increases reload speed, and infuses the new magazine with heat damage. Vesper. True masterpiece of Albania engineering. Vesper 77 advanced laser sight highlights enemy weak points with precision. Aim to increase its critical damage multiplier. Okay. And then for this one... Oh shit, I already have 2 of these too. Should really... Oh, well, I still have a... Whatchamacallit? Argon Crystal. Ooh, I got 2 Argon Crystals, so I might as well get the Vesper too, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's all 30k. Wait, hold up. Okay, so that was just the AX. Oh my god, there go all of my credits on my standing. Just gone. Just freaking gone. That is fantastic, man.
Everyone's a winner. See you.
Everybody to the party. Okay, so we got primary. Let's do ready to craft, I guess. And argon crystal. Oh, Site 09 needs one too. Ah, the Riga needs to, huh? And then we have Vesper or Reconifix. Let's go do Reconifix. Do Recon. Receiver. Recon. Then Cyto. Site. And the other one I'll do at a later time. And then to figure out where I get the coda weapons. Eleanor. Yep, makes sense. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. Okay, so how much do you need? Oh, for 10. All right. Coda Hema. Okay. Viral magnetic. Ooh. Coda Meyer. What the hell is this? Pain with this hammer evolved from a scooter. Okay, Coda Pox. A pox upon you. Oh. Bonus toxin 25%. Wait, so what is the hammer was magnetic. Oh, okay, so yeah, I see it. I am kind of a fan of secondaries lately, so maybe get the job done right with a pair of spore flinging terror tools. I'm thinking a spore that spreads to nearby enemies on death, causing cold status effect, increases vulnerability to damage from the toxic. Oh my god. Bar rate 6, magazine 160. High status, decent crit multiplier, decent status chance. What about this? Status 55%? Oh, very low magazine though. No crit chance at all. Wait, oh, this is a straight up sniper, right? Fires then barb to its victim that continues to damage it before exploding with increased damage. Reload speed, magazine size, status chance, and explosion rate. With a viral. It's a very high. Because what I'm thinking is 400, 600 meter fall. So this is definitely a sniper. I could use a better gun for what's it called though? This is Impact. Impact is good for Grenadier, right? Ooh, man, this is even better than I thought. I'm getting tired of using my my bow from New War. Fuck it. Let's do it. Thank you. Oh, what do you have? Ah. Oh, you have these too. Oh. I have 2 of these, so whatever. I don't want to date you. You're weird. And then how would I? So if I put this on the upgrade, I guess it's in the action. Requires max rank coda. One-time upgrade that allows the damage type of the weapon balance bonus to be freely swapped. Requires an elemental vice. And dismantle a matching weapon to transfer a boosted version of its innate damage bonus to this weapon. Dismantle a matching weapon. No coda sporothics found for valence fusion. Oh, so you can upgrade the weapon further. So you need another coda sporothics, and you can upgrade this. Interesting. Might not need that. And then let's do that. Let's do auto for now. Okay. Turret. The default. Swap the gauss, because why not? Swap this too. Where is it? Coda. Oh my god, so disgusting though. No skin selected. Oh, that would be nice if I could. But unfortunately. Wait, what is the bundle? Preview. Nova Atomica collection. 225. Not gonna lie, honestly, it's pretty nice. So it's only from the collection. It's not a bad Nova skin too. It's pretty nice. Not my style, but it's not bad. Okay, let's level this up. I actually want to know if this can get the job done that I wanted to do. I mean, should, right? For 100, 600 meters. First, gotta level the guy up. Swap to none. Ain't nothing stealing my EXP. Oh, wait, why is the cyst still here? Why do I still have the cyst? That's disgusting, bro. Just take it away. Let me get rid of it. But I removed the guys. Like, the fuck? Yeah. So is it not a sniper then? And I feel like it should be, right? Like, if it's not sniper, I'm gonna be very disappointed, okay? Very disappointed, because 400 to 600 meter fall off sounds like a sniper territory, no? Maybe. Have to check it out. But then what would be a good status to one shot with? Where am I aiming? Holy fuck. 14? Oh my god, it's gonna be forever. Then we also, can also put the, because this is not a multi-shot weapon too, so we can put the weak, not the weak spot, but like the thing on it. Problem is like, yeah, it has 3x crit, but like, it says 5% crit chance. Like, I don't know about that. Does it have a splash or something like that? Hold up. Oh, it does! Interesting. Two, yeah, I gotta go next. Is that a mag or is that a... No, that's what's his name? Guy? No. Vauban. Vauban. It was the Vauban 4. Damn. Wait, what? It's 30. But is it gonna go higher? Uh-oh. Rank 30. Why does it... The hell is going on? Yep, still 30. Maybe this gun's not as good as I thought it would be. Oh, maybe it goes up in levels. That's why it's not max rank, because it goes up in levels when you combine with other ones. Maybe? Is that what it is? Maybe? Why is there no... There's no more zoom though, right? Oh. Yeah, there's no alternate fire. There's no other zoom. So like... What's a... Fuck, man. What's a condition damage does? What's a status effect that does damage up front?
The sanctuary will go on without you.
Yeah, I'm assuming its max is higher because of the... Because you can combine it with other coda Sporothrix or something. Anywhere I'm feeling low. Okay. Oh, what's this? Vanquished. Oh, finally, okay. Now it was vanquished. Cool. Oh, upgrade. Dexterity, no. Yeah, headshot kill. Stacks up to 3x. Increase damage per round loaded. Blight. Reset. Blight. Guess Primer Deadhead then. Yeah, barely get anything out of leveling it up, huh? Where's this one, right? Weak point damage, weak point critical chance. Multi-shot cannot be modified. It's okay. Oh, never mind. Wait, split chamber. Yeah. Got this. Punch through now. Does it have a radial? No, it doesn't, right? Damage fall 10%, embed delay, total, yada yada. Oh, it's this one. And critical damage on this guy is crazy, except no, what's it called? That's my damage, like, just going all the way down. Whatever, auto install. Radiation cold, yeah, whatever. Okay, I just want to check something. Let's go to Plains of Eidolons. Now I feel like this might actually be a good weapon. Might be a good weapon for Eidolon hunt, to be honest. Just load up with radiation, maybe. Maybe. Probably not a good one-shotter though. Okay, let's see. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, it's gonna be annoying because they stay alive for, like, not alive, but like a copy of them remains or some shit like that. Another thing that might be annoying is that it does that little, like, so that counted, looks like, but man, I gotta do it like really fucking fast, like shoot and dodge, shoot and auto attack right away. Okay, let's try this guy real quick. Well, it's definitely a one shot, so that's not bad. Let's try. Where is it? Where is it? It's over here. Not here? What the hell? He ain't there. What the shit? One here too? God damn, man. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. Not good. Not good. But I feel like, yeah, with the right, what do you call it? Right mods, maybe, yeah. Maybe it will replace my thing. Only problem is every frame that I'm gonna need to level, I'm gonna have to... Well, actually, no. That's actually not important. It's convenient, but it's not important. Is there a way to, like, make the bullet fly slower, though? Multi-shot, while invisible. Oh, this is... The hell needs that? What the fuck was that thing? Status 128%. Yeah, buddy. Multi-shot. We don't need multi-shot, man. What we want is this guy. Except that we're not really hitting the weak spot sometimes, but whatever, you know. Ideally, we do. Oh, yeah, also Bane of Grenier would probably work. Right. Alright, cool. Well, something to work towards at a later time. Okay, so that was the coda weapon. Alright. Oh, there it is. Actually, no one. Tanya. Alright, cool. Anyways, I'm done for today. Gotta go upload the videos and all that stuff. I'll get some. I need to catch up on my Invincible. I'm still on just season 2, just started, so I'm gonna have to watch that for a bit. What the hell? Why is that like that? There it is. Oh my god. Skiayati. Nice little book we got here. What's the status on the book, by the way? Base status 26. High crit chance. Oh, you can do what you did. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. Anyways, yeah. I'm out for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.